Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. And now, here are your hosts.
It's 1:53. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
Hey, I'm the Ice.
There he is. And yes, Ice is back. And
with a brand new invention.
Yes. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, someone grabbed a hold of me tightly. It flows like a harpoon, man. I'm telling you, it's
daily and nightly.
Yeah, mostly nightly, but yeah, there's some daily though.
But yeah, this week, let's see, Garrett Cole and Steven Strasburg. Their bloodlines will never be hurting for money ever again.
Get money.
Yeah.
Get money.
I got a really bad headache when I saw what the Angels did, though. I mean, you're cool. You got a third baseman and everything, but you need more help on that team than a third baseman and an outfielder.
Yeah, who did they sign? I saw something come across, but I didn't read it.
Rincon.
Oh, Rendon.
Rendon, that's his name. He signed Rincon. I'm playing Moneyball. Never mind.
But it's, yeah, I mean, the winter meetings are going on, and the free agent signings have started in baseball, and Strasburg signs a record contract, and then hours later, the Yankees go, all right, check this shit out. So, but I think Cole was worth the money. The season he had, I mean, you're like a stock, right? Sell high.
Well, I mean, not Strasburg, the other brain fart. God damn. It's been, like I said, one of those days. God damn it, whoever slipped me the microdose, let me know next time I can enjoy the ride. I'll buy the ticket. Who are we talking about just got signed by the Yankees?
Garrett Cole.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you. They made that their number one off-season priority was to get him. And they paid like they meant that shit. And all I got to say is he going to go out there and pitch every single fucking day in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Because for that much money, you better. I'm sorry. I just...
Yeah. That's nothing new, though. It's the fucking Yankees, dude.
I understand, but this is not the best player. Hands down, no argument. If you have an inner monologue disagreeing with me, you may stop it now. This is not a Mike Trout signing where you are throwing ungodly amounts of money to keep the best player of his generation in your ballpark. This is, well, CC's no longer here. We really don't have, that A++ ace, and we're going to throw Mike Trout money at this guy. And you're telling me that this is the best pitcher, period, in the MLB and is going to be for the length of this contract? Even, fuck that, for the majority of this contract?
No, but I mean, it's the Yankees, boss. They do this all the time. Johnny Damon, you know what I mean?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, they do.
They forever throw money at me.
Yeah, but I mean, this better be this World Series or bust kind of money. I mean, this is title or nothing kind of money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is. This is a win now move. I get it. I understand the length of the contract, the money, et cetera, but they got to get something out of this, and that's all there is to it. And making the playoffs and being bounced ain't cutting it. It's just not. Getting to the ALCS ain't cutting it. Getting to the World Series ain't going to cut it. You better get over that hump. And I just think that's just, in my mind, it's just too much money for, you're the Yankees. You could have, instead of getting this one pitcher, you could have got a handful of players that strengthen your team across the fucking board. And I understand that pitching's at a premium, but I don't know. I mean,
I just, again, man, seriously, with the Angels is what's fucking me. The Yankees doing this with Cole is I'm just okay with, because it's become a regular. You know, like we said, A-Rod, Johnny Damon, Stanton. I can do this all day because they do this all the time, and it's mainly not for a title. It's mainly to get the name so you can get some asses in the seats. If you win the World Series, well, all right. If you don't, well, all right, because people came to see who you signed. So big moves and big money, it's just who they are. I would be stunned if they hadn't signed somebody for big money this year. I mean, like, what, did he turn Ebenezer on us? It's Christmas time. Where's the move? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay.
Well, no, and to me, that's just asinine. It is the Yankees. They're going to go out, even if there wasn't a player they had made we're making a effort to get this player. We want him. The sky's the limit as far as money goes. Even if they hadn't done that, they're always going to go out and throw out ridiculous amounts at the top free agents. And I don't know. First of all, I, as a Tigers fan, I don't think I got to worry about them getting in the way of the Tigers going to the World Series anytime soon, because the Tigers can't get out of their own fucking way. So it's not like, this is like, oh, I'm just pissed my team ain't going to have a chance. They ain't going to have a chance probably for the next 5 years. Let's just be honest and stop the bullshit. But it's just, if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm like, yeah, it's nice. It's a big splashy signing. It gets you the nice headlines in the New York papers. But wouldn't you rather strengthen the team all around and instead of just this?
See, now that is my exact feeling with the Angels. The Yankees are going to be all right. They got their sluggers, they got their pitchers. Now they've added in one, and they're going to be all right. They're always going to be up there in the top tier. But I mean, you look at somebody like the Angels spending that much money on a third baseman, and I'm like, God damn, you need so much more than this.
Well, absolutely. I mean, all bullshit aside, if I was offered the general manager position of either team, give me the fucking Yankees at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're closer to winning a championship. And what do you take from this if you're an Angels fan? That they're going to start throwing money. They're going to start throwing money at big name, big money free agents.
My problem is I don't think the Angels have Yankee money, and for them to throw this much money at a third baseman, I'm like, well, fuck. There goes your cap.
Yeah, but it's baseball. They'll just pay the luxury tax.
I'm just saying, man, I don't know if the Angels have that. And if they do, what the fuck took them so long to spend it? Because we're sitting here talking about Trout and how great he is and how hidden away he is. He's wasting away. He's in his prime. Get him some help. Let's go. I mean, we talk about help, and then you get the ghost of Albert Pujols after the juice?
Dude.
Before he got caught?
Dude,
yeah.
You're talking about a move from like 4 years ago. Come on now.
You feel me? All right, so that's what I'm saying. You ain't heard about the Angels making a move since Pujols.
What? Last year's when they dumped a whole pile of money on Trout. What are you talking about?
But it's Trout. Did you even think they weren't?
Oh, if they weren't, someone else would have.
Right, exactly my point. So, yeah, they're going to keep the big name. But this is like their second coming. This is like a big surprise. People are looking at it going, I can't believe you just did that. For that amount of money, you could have got a lot of help that you desperately need. You could have been a very big contender.
Well, they did just add a World Series winning third baseman. I wouldn't say that's not nothing.
Well, I also look at the division they're in, man. I mean, let's just be honest. It's
not exactly competitive.
Yeah. I mean, it's what, Houston in an arrest? Rangers? Yeah, okay. Mariners? That's nice.
Yeah, this ain't the 90s.
Athletics? The A's just do what the A's do, man. They go on their little runs. They have a good season, here or there, or they have a good couple months in the season and look like they're going to do something and then just shit the bed. I swear to God, that team just treads water just enough to keep Billy Beane as the general manager.
He's still there?
I believe so. Hold on a sec. Let me double check. I mean, I really do believe so. Oh no!
Right, but even
he's
if
he's not general manager anymore. He's president of baseball operations. But
right,
yeah, still in Oakland.
That is.
So he failed off.
That is. That is, their budget. He's doing what he can with their budget. Whoever's the general manager of the Angels just completely fucked themselves with their budget.
How?
Because you dump all of this money on one player. Why not spread that money out and get some people that you need?
But look at the other move.
Who?
Look at the other move they made this offseason. Who'd they bring in as their manager?
Joe Madden.
Oh, Joe Madden, yeah, from the Cubs.
Okay. They're looking at this as we need to start building immediately towards a winning team.
I'm okay with this move if and only if this is a build. If they're going to start building and they have the funds to continue after this one, okay, bet.
See, this is where I wish I had Todd depth of knowledge to see what their farm system looks like, because I can't really speak on what they have coming up through the minors. But I do remember in 2004, in 2005, in 2006, the Tigers were making. In 2004, they signed Pudge, and everyone was like, "Why? To put asses in the seats? That's nice." 2005, they went out and got Troy Percival. They traded for Kyle Farnsworth, and they signed Maglio Ordonez. If you remember, Percival was pretty much done. He'd fucked his arm up. Farnsworth became trade bait. That was supposed to be their setup closer situation, their eighth, ninth inning guys. That fell apart. And Maglio ended up missing a good chunk of the season with a hernia surgery. And so everyone was like, oh, look at this bust. And then all of a sudden, boom, 2006 comes. And the signings and the trades they had made, the Carlos Pena trade started paying off. Pudge was still Pudge. Maglio came back, was starting to fucking rake the ball. Then you had, the emergence of Verlander that season, arguably Bonderman's best season. When they signed Kenny Rogers in the offseason, everybody groaned. He was a god in Detroit that season. You see what I'm saying? They started throwing money at veteran players, and people were like, oh, you're overpaying. It worked. It gave them a damn near decade run. I mean, if from the top down, if the owner of that team looks at his president and his general manager and says, I'm opening the checkbook as long as there's forward progress, go. Then they have to take that chance. You can't just play it safe and go sign a bunch of fucking mid to low level free agents and expect to do anything with it.
Now, you say that, and what I find really funny, and funny, not ironic, funny, is when people win a World Series, and I'm not talking about the Yankees or anybody like that. I'm talking about like Houston, the Cubs. The people that they win with on that team are not big, huge superstar players. They're big players to the people of that city, but it's not until the playoffs and the World Series that they win that year that people are like, oh, duh.
Well, duh, that's what makes you a superstar. Hello?
But my point is, Chris, is like Juan Carlos Stanton going to the Yankees, and he's there with Judge and all of them. And they didn't win the World Series.
Yeah, and?
You see what I'm saying? They sign these big, huge names and give them a whole bunch of money, and they don't win the series with them. It's people that aren't being paid attention to. You feel me? It's people that nobody even knows about until they've won. And then, i.e., look at Angels paying for a third baseman. Because will they ever win with them? I don't know. But it's funny to me that, big budget teams pay all this money and they don't win as often as they have paid to win. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, because you can't win them all.
You can't win them all, that's true, but you'd want to win with the big names that you paid for.
I kind of get.
It's not a guarantee, Ice. It's just because you get talent. It's not a guarantee. Your talent's got to perform.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I kind of get what you're saying because the new thinking in MLB is win with the up and coming talent you got that you have control over, that you're not paying through the nose for. Bring in a few, higher priced, but don't go ridiculous and break the bank free agents to plug some holes if you have them. Move forward and hope you win that way. I get that, but obviously the Angels aren't looking at it that way. They're not taking the Oakland A's route of, most bang for our buck. They're looking at it as we're going to play the old. If there's money ball, they're playing big money ball. I mean, they're right there going big money, no whammy, stop.
Well, no,
you know what I'm saying?
They're playing house money ball. They're banking on people who have already gotten results instead of gambling on people who might deliver.
Exactly.
Oh, most definitely. Like, take the Detroit Tigers. They sit there.
No, you take them. I don't fucking want them.
They put a whole bunch of people on that team, paid them a whole bunch of money. They failed to win the series. Next thing you know, and it was a joke, but it's not funny because it's true. You have a World Series full of former Tigers.
Actually, it was, correction, sir, it was 2 World Series in a row full of Tigers.
Yes, that's my point. So the Detroit Tigers spent all this money bringing all that talent there and didn't win the show.
Well, then,
but those Tigers went other places, and the next thing you know, they're world champs.
Well, then perhaps we're getting into a conversation that we'll definitely be having when we get to the Detroit Lions. Maybe it's the culture.
It's not even a maybe, man. I've made this call a long time ago, and I stick with it. And it ain't ever going to change. It didn't change with Barry Sanders. It didn't change with
Herman Moore. We're talking about the Tigers.
It didn't change after smoking Jack Morris, after Alan Trammell, after Lou Whitaker, after the 84 Tigers. They fall into the lull, and it ain't going to change. And then they put a team together in the early 2000s and said, you've got it. And they were like, we got it. And then they felt entitled, and then when they found that they weren't, they lost. That culture will never change.
Well, you just threw it,
dude.
You just threw in your opinion into there, buddy.
My opinion. You want my opinion? Are you serious? This is not my opinion. It goes for the Lions,
saying they were acting
Tigers.
Entitled. That's your opinion, man.
No, sir. It also goes for the Pistons and the Red Wings. We're talking about a Red Wings team that went to fucking playoffs 25 years in a row. Early 2000s? Nope. Have they been since, Rich?
Since when?
Since the 25 years ended.
What, 2 years ago? No.
Okay. It's not going to change.
Why?
One of the greatest franchises in NHL can't even get to the playoffs. Because, dude, it's Detroit. That's just the way they are.
That's not a reason.
It's in the water, man.
It's get out of Flint. I'm telling you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Well, you got your shitting on Detroit.
Yeah.
In for the day.
It's not just shitting on Detroit. It's going all the way back to my point. It is to do with Detroit because of the last 2 World Series. And it proves my point, what I'm saying to you. You pay for all of this money to get a powerhouse team, and you rarely win the show. These people with up-and-coming talent that nobody knows about, we've talked about this in football. Maybe they just don't have enough tape on them. They didn't pay enough attention to them. They didn't think they were that much of a threat or any good, I guess. And then they underestimated them.
I'm going to say a team name that's going to blow your whole argument out of the water there, Ice. Golden State Warriors. Their run.
That is proving my point.
What? That run? No, that was 5. That was like fucking 6 or 7 superstars. What the fuck are you talking about? That was not. That was not.
Superstar, dude. That's my whole point. The Golden State Warriors had 5 people that nobody knew. Nobody.
Not this last run. What the fuck are you talking about? Where they brought in Durant?
They became superstars after they went to the playoffs, after their first season together. where they lost damn near nothing and won their NBA championship. Then everybody was like, oh, shit, look at this kid Curry. Oh, we got the Splash Brothers. Oh, look at the trifecta with Draymond Green. Oh, my God, Jerome Iguodala just sharing all kinds of veteran knowledge. But nobody paid attention to Golden State. No, Golden State wasn't even a conversation before their first championship.
Yeah, but after the first championship, they started paying people to come there, and they still won. They shelled out the big money. They brought in Kevin Durant, and they still won.
Yeah, but that is my whole point with, I mean, if you want to talk about Golden State, nobody knew them. Everybody was still talking about San Antonio, L.A., the Heat, Boston.
Okay, fine. How about this? Yeah, you just L.A. right now. They paid a whole bunch of money to bring in a whole bunch of superstars, and they're the best team in the league right now.
True statement.
Like, I just don't get where you say you got a point. Maybe I'm dense. I'm missing it. I don't understand it. I don't know.
I don't know how else to explain it to you.
But there's been plenty of teams who have paid players that have won what they're supposed to win.
Well, saying that because if you're trying to say that throwing money at the best players you can get, overpaying people for past performance, hoping that they repeat that performance now that they're with your team, is no guarantee you're going to win a championship. No one's arguing that with you. All right. But it's a lot better odds of winning a championship doing that than sitting around picking up fucking, 4A ball players and trying to insert them as daily fucking players. Guys who should be, riding the bench most of the time, coming off the pinch run or to give a fucking an everyday starter a rest. Who wants to field a team full of those guys?
Wait, well, case in point, the Oakland Raiders. Well, they'll be the Vegas Raiders next year. What do they got next year? Like 4 first-round draft picks? That's a lot of maybes to bank your future on. I'd rather take the people who are performing now than 4 people who might work out.
But here's the thing. With baseball, it's different because of the different gameplay.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm talking about maybes versus sure things. I'm not talking about the sports. I'm talking about the concept of a maybe versus a sure thing. I'll go with the person who has proven results in the past than taking than banking my team's future on a maybe. Because we talked about that with the Tigers when they got rid of Verlander. What were we saying? They got rid of him for a couple of maybes and a bag of baseballs. They can get shit for him. I'll take proven performance any day.
I'm with you. I'm just saying throwing a whole bunch of money at 1 or 2 people, nah.
But, okay.
If you throw some money at good players, you got a better shut at getting a team.
Then your team will just be good, unit. Not great. Great teams
That's
win.
Not true.
Great teams win. Good teams just, they end up in the playoffs and an afterthought.
But a great team starts out as a good team, sir.
Okay, I get it. It's all going to lead back to you no matter what I say. I got it, dude.
Okay, thanks.
How I haven't missed this.
Yeah. Huh? Now here's the thing. You have touched on basketball, and I've been monitoring this because I've waited. Is it time yet?
Yes.
It's time.
Yeah, the season's a quarter way done. Yes. Now I'll agree with you. Golden State, you got problems.
You got shit.
But dude, Golden come on. You were a week into the season saying they were. I'm not saying anybody is good or bad a week into any season.
My friend, the only reason that I can say that a week, 2 days, whatever into the season with the Warriors is because for the last 5 fucking years, it took them, and in some seasons, it didn't happen at all. It took them the whole season to lose what they had lost by then. The whole fucking season, Haas.
Yeah.
5 years running. 5 years. Yeah, and proven results, my friend. And when Steph Curry went down, that was the end of it. That sucked, and that sucks that that's the way that has to be, but that's the way it is. And it's proven by your quarter of the way in, and you're 5-20. You've had problems. You had problems when Steph Curry went out. I tried to say then, you can't let this end your season, but damn it, there's always next season.
Now, well, I will caution you on calling the body dead before it expires because I know it's from another sport, but I'm going to bring them up. Pittsburgh Steelers, right? quarter of the way in, we're going, these guys are done. Fucking, we'll see you next year. And season ends in 2 weeks, and they're in a wild card spot. So I'm just saying, is it likely? No, but, Golden State could turn it around.
Yeah, they could.
You still have over half the season left, man. Like I said, is it likely? No, but it could still happen.
And even if they turn it around a little bit to make the playoffs, unfortunately, fodder. First round fodder.
Not if Curry's back by then. Curry's not done for the season. He's going to play again this year.
But we saw what happened when you skip all the season. Like the preseason in football, people were coming back and laying eggs. Curry's not going to be in, late season or playoff form just coming back. And it is his hand that's broke, and not for nothing, he needs his hand to shoot. How's it going to affect the shot?
Yeah, but isn't it his non-shooting hand?
It doesn't matter. Curry had the most pure. No, Curry had the most pure shot I've ever seen, and it takes two hands to steady the ball, to hold it, position it, then release it.
Yeah, but you still have a dominant hand, sir. Or you still either shoot right-handed or you shoot left-handed.
I'm just saying, I'm waiting to see the results of when he comes back.
Quarterback hurts his non-throwing hand. It's not as bad as if he hurts his throwing hand.
True, but he doesn't take two hands to set the ball. Okay. All right. Here nor there.
You're right. Right-handed and left-handed aren't a thing, Ice. You're right.
Have you ever watched an NBA player shoot the ball?
Yeah, and I've played basketball.
Okay.
Yes, one hand guides it, but the other hand is the one that shoots it.
Okay, and if one hand's broke, how do you guide it?
No, we're talking about if it was on his non-shooting hand or not. If it's on his non-shooting hand, I don't see his shot being affected that much or at all.
But you say non-shooting hand, like just his right hand is all he needs to shoot the ball. And it's not.
Okay.
If he's used to all these years since he was a kid, having his hand positioned a certain way and feeling that feeling his whole life.
Dude, one hand holds the ball, one hand shoots the ball.
Right. And he breaks his hand, and now it doesn't ever feel the same as it did before. Is that going to affect your shot?
You're talking about variables.
All I'm saying.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I got to see what it does to his hands.
How?
I want to see. Maybe it does absolutely nothing, Chris. Maybe you're right. He comes on the floor. He gets to the 3-point. He releases it. No problem.
Isn't he under 32? Body's a lot more resilient under 30 than it is over 30.
I 100% agree. And I hope for his sake and the Warriors' sake, you're right. But there's a chance that you're not.
Oh, I was wrong on his age. He's 31 years. He's 31 years old. But yeah.
But with the NBA, man, there is so many issues. The Warriors being 5-20 is just one on many.
What are the other issues?
The Pelicans are 6-18. They're never going to see the results of Zion Williams yet. And out of left field, this is the shit I'm talking about. The Mavericks are 16-7 with a guy nobody knows.
Yeah, but what division are they in? How's the rest of the division doing?
Well, I mean, you have L.A. at 22-3.
Yeah, in the division Dallas is in, there's only one other team over 500. Just putting that out there.
Well, I'm saying though, have you ever heard of Luka Doncic?
No.
Okay, he's the new hotness on the Mavs. Out of left fucking field. Nobody knows who that guy is. Mark Cuban does. He did. He knew who he was. He signed him. And that's why they're going good. The Knicks are who we thought they were going to be.
I'm waiting for this list of problems in the NBA, man.
Waiting for the list of problems.
You just said the NBA's got a whole bunch of other problems.
Have you looked at the standings?
Those are problems?
Those are problems for teams that shouldn't have problems.
Such as?
I was just talking about them.
Okay, you named two teams in the same division.
The Spurs, the Timberwolves, the Jazz shouldn't be close to 500 as they are.
Okay. So your issue is that some teams are overperforming and some teams are underperforming? Welcome to sports.
My biggest
the Buffalo
shock,
Bills are 9-4. I don't think there's a problem in the NFL.
My biggest shocks are that the Lakers and the Warriors have completely 180 themselves. They are mirror of each other last season.
Hey, LeBron's done, right? It's all done. Sun is setting. It's not the face of the NBA.
I'm going to take it because I can't dispute you.
Hey, I'm just quoting you. These are quotes from you.
He's fucking you so hard with your own words.
Yes, he is, and I can't dispute him because he's right. I said it. I totally believed it.
His word dick is so deep in your ass. He's across the street still snatching it out of you.
Yes.
Hey, sprinkle some sugar on there so that way when you fuck him, you give him diabetes as well.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. All right.
And there's my commentary on basketball for this episode.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Look in your home. Look in your office. Look in your home office. Everywhere you turn, there's so much smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. Our game-changing FlexPath format puts you in control of your master's degree, so you can learn how, when, and where you want. Smart, huh? Yeah, we think so too. So if you want to take the next step in your career, make Capella your first step. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn smarter.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
So let's move on to the college football playoff.
Oh, Jesus.
Michigan. Oh, man. I wish I could have recorded myself laughing when I heard who Michigan drew in the bowl game.
Oh, Jesus, God.
But I will say to all you Michigan slappies out there, this is the kind of team, if Harbaugh's your messiah, this is the kind of team you're going to have to beat. And good luck.
The idiots calling in to sports talk and the people I hear in day-to-day life, oh, they got a chance to beat Alabama.
No, they don't. It's Alabama.
Oh, God. Like I said, it really makes me want to start rooting for another college football team. Not because Michigan sucks. I can handle my team sucking. I've been a Tigers fan all my life. But Jesus fucking, I just can't handle the stupidity of the fans.
This is an off year for Alabama, and they're still going to house you. As long as Nick Saban is the coach at Alabama, you're not winning that game. Especially if you play like you did versus Ohio State, good fucking luck.
You are a 9-3 team, all right? Like, and you didn't play half as hard of a schedule as Alabama did. What makes you think you have a shot here? Like, I won't say it's impossible. So I'll give them a 1% chance they could win.
You know why? Because Alabama fell to 13, which I don't agree with. Alabama's still at least they're not in the
top 10 team. Easy.
Yeah, they're not in the top 5. They're definitely in the top 10. This number 13 nonsense is. We bitch about the rankings all the time, especially when the preseason ones come out. But that's where I think Michigan fan is getting hope. Oh, they're only number 13? Great. Did you still watch them the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's madness.
Even without Tua, you are going to lose. It's a fucking...
and supposedly, to top it all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, joyous Kwanzaa, and L'Chaim, or whatever the fuck for
Happy Winter Solstice
for our Jewish friends. Whatever what is it? Yom Kippur they celebrate? I don't know.
Hanukkah.
Like Hanukkah. That's it. They light the menorah. 8 crazy nights of presents or whatever the fuck. All right, look, Harbaugh ain't going nowhere. They made that announcement. So unless he decides to leave,
well, he's not going to the Jets.
We have yet another year of this bullshit. So, congratulations, and hope everyone's happy with just being a mid to lower level team in the Big Ten.
Hope you're happy with just beating Michigan State.
At this point, I'm going to be taking solace in the fact that we're actually playing a real team in a bowl game this year.
See, that's what I can't do, because then there's too many Michigan fans I know that are like, well, at least we're winning, 9-10 games a season. At least we're playing a New Year's Day bowl. Is that what you want from your program?
Yeah.
But I don't also want a program that's going to sit there and play Western Kentucky.
Well, I mean, I just want to point this out, because I have heard this. Well, if they weren't in the Big Ten East, okay, let's look at the Big Ten West.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Wisconsin, 7-2 in conference, 10-3 overall.
Who whooped your ass this year?
Minnesota, 7-2 in conference, 10-2 overall. You would be exactly where the fuck you are in the West, where you are in the East, third place. If you would be tied with Iowa. You're both 6-3 in conference and 9-3 overall. So save me the ifs and buts and I wish and shoulds, because none of those fucking things matter. Just stop. I guess if you want to celebrate something, you're not Rutgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's we're celebrating.
Could be worse. We could be Northwestern.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, Rich, is here's my problem. You got Penn State playing Memphis in the Cotton Bowl. All right. You got Florida playing Virginia in the Orange Bowl. And you got Wisconsin playing Oregon. I'll take that one, maybe. So Michigan playing Alabama, I mean, like I said, I'll take that as we're playing a real team at least. We're not just ending our season copping out.
See, and this is where I have
a bowl game that don't mean shit.
Here's where my problem with that lies, and it's not with what you're saying, because I get what you're saying. My problem with that lies is this is Jesus and Kaki's 5th year. This should have been something we were saying at the end of his 2nd or 3rd year. Okay.
I agree.
And hey, look, we're starting to play real teams in bowl games. New Year's Day bowl games. By year 5, we should have already been in Indiana for a Big Ten championship. And most likely, and once again, if we're going to go down the should route, should have at least fucking won one or put up an instant classic college football game in the loss. But they're nowhere near that. They're nowhere near that. I mean, that is he was not brought in to get them to New Year's Day bowls to lose on the national on national television. That's not why he was brought in. 5 years, half a decade in, this is what he's going to do. And believe me,
I totally agree.
I would love to sit here, our first episode of the new year, talking about Michigan absolutely slaughtered Alabama. I would love it. I'd eat those words along with my underwear. Don't even need no salt and pepper. I'm going to cook it like I'm a white person making chicken. Get that seasoning the fuck away from me. I'll just eat it raw. I don't give a fuck, all right? But I wouldn't bet the change in my pocket that's going to happen, let alone anything of value. So I mean, this isn't. If he had a record like Izzo has, or not Izzo, like D'Antonio has, and this was like a hiccup, like we thought 2016 was for Michigan State, even though it's starting to look like kind of that was the beginning of the end. Maybe, who knows? it would be easier to accept this. Be like, well, go out there and give it the old college try, guys.
Quite literally.
Literally, give it the college try.
Hey, and by the way, how's that quote-unquote statement win against Notre Dame looking now? They ended up being ranked below you.
Yeah, you caught a Notre Dame team in free fall, And I mean, and here's the thing. That turns that from a signature win into, well, you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yep. But I ain't never been to prison. You ain't supposed to go to prison, motherfucker.
And the problem, Chris, is none of these bowls, the Sugar, the Cotton, the Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, none of those mean anything. Only the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl are the two that mean anything, because those has the 4 teams that are in the college playoffs.
Well, it means something to the schools. It doesn't mean anything to the fans except for bragging rights.
Schools get some money out of the deal.
Bingo. Yeah. That's the bigger bowl game you go to, the more money you're going to get. And believe me, after the decade Michigan's had, this is what's so pathetic. I know there's boosters sitting there going, "Hey, look where we were at the start of the decade. Look where we are now. That's progress." 10 years and you've still never sniffed a Big Ten championship game? Come on, man.
Let alone the national championship.
Well, if we're going to go there, Michigan State's in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Michigan State's been closer to the national championship than Michigan has in the last decade. They've won a Big Ten championship.
The Pinstripe Bowl?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, isn't that Yankee Stadium? Isn't that why it's called that?
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm thinking pinstripes. I'm thinking like old school gangsters. I'm like, what is that? Helton, North Jersey?
Yeah.
Like fuck
coming in with Tommy guns.
Close in the Bronx.
Yeah, you got guys with cufflinks and wingtips in the end zone. Like, I don't know about you, motherfucker, but I'd miss that kick if I was you. I'm just saying, I got a lot of money in the game. We ain't that far from where we got rid of Jimmy Hoffa. It's just
ain't not for nothing. Go to the next guy. You know what I mean?
Let me get that gabagool with vinegar peppers.
But I think the headline we're burying, though, is I think for the first time since we've all been alive, all 5 of the Michigan colleges are going to a bowl game.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
God bless MI Live. MI Live is a website at Michigan Live, obviously. They tried to write a story about that, making some sort of grand statement, and got slaughtered online in the comment section.
Why were they trying to say Michigan was this bastion of football or something like that?
Yes. Yes.
No, it's not. No.
One more time. Western Michigan. Western Michigan is in a bowl game. It's called First Responders Bowl.
Yep.
And they're playing Western Kentucky.
Yeah, 5 teams going to 5 bowl games that don't matter doesn't make you a football factory. Sorry.
Dude. Eastern Michigan is going against Pitt in Detroit. This is held in Detroit at the Quick Lane Bowl.
And it used to be the Little Caesars Bowl.
Yeah, that used to be the Pizza Bowl.
Oh, God.
I give. I just can't. Central Michigan is going against San Diego State.
Hokamania. He's back there, right?
Bowl. Albuquerque.
Well, maybe they'll get methed up the night before and just fucking come out there just ripping people's arms out of socket and beating them with it and shit. This is turned into the bath salts bowl. Holy shit.
Yeah, the face-eating bowl.
He just ate his face. And no, that's not a euphemism.
He's quite literally chowing down.
All right, so I guess we need the give him his due drop for every Michigan football team. There you go. Yay. You guys should run them back and just warming the middle of the Big Ten Conference. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
Is it me or is it the way they position the top 4? They just wanted to set up the fucking national championship game, right?
Having one go against 4 and 2 go against 3.
Well, I'm just saying,
That's
though.
how it
I understand
goes.
that's how it looks, but that's how they voted, because LSU leapfrogged Ohio State to get into first, and now LSU is playing Oklahoma, and Ohio State is playing Clemson. This is not going to be a playoff. This is going to be a national championship with LSU versus Ohio State.
Whoa, I didn't realize that we fast-forwarded the picks. Did I black out there?
Yeah, I know, right?
We did. Well, we're not going to pick. This is the 28th and the 13th. The 13th is the national championship game.
No, I got you. I'm just saying.
But
you don't have any faith in Clemson against Ohio State?
No, Clemson's going to make it. That's the only game you want to watch. Oklahoma is going to get slaughtered by LSU. Mr. Burrows is going to just take it, and I don't even think he's going to wake up until like late in the fourth quarter.
You think Joe Burrows is going to beat the guy who won the national championship last year? That's the call you're making?
Okay, but he's playing the team maybe with the guy who won the world championship without the team he played the world championship with.
Yeah, who are ranked 9 spots below them. Oklahoma was a better team this year. I wouldn't, just because they laid an egg against K-State, I wouldn't count them out, man.
Okay.
They arguably... they have a guy who's at their quarterback who's going to compete for the Heisman this year. They have the receiver who's going to probably be the top receiver in the draft. They're number 4.
When
man.
I saw the top 4 being picked, when they released that, I already knew who was the national championship. That's sad, but it's terrible.
Yeah, but that's how seedings go. 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3.
No, I get that. That's how the seedings go. But by voting, you could put who you want where. I'm just saying, to make this even kind of competitive.
So you're saying they have to collude?
There was collude. There was a lot of colluding.
What's your proof?
There was collude.
By the way, it's collusion.
Collusion. Yeah, I was like,
how it is.
But what's your proof?
What it is.
But what's your proof besides your opinion?
Because the way they voted, dude, this isn't even it's stupid.
But what's your proof?
Okay, my proof is the way that it fell. The fact that LSU's 1, Ohio State's 2, yada, yada, yada. That's my proof.
Oklahoma won their game. LSU won their game. Clemson won their game. Ohio State won their game. Ohio State was the only of the top 4. Ohio State, look at the scores of the other games. Ohio State barely won, with the exception of Oklahoma and Baylor were close. Ohio State, Wisconsin were close, but the other 2 were fucking... Clemson beat Virginia 62-17.
True statement.
LSU beat Georgia by 27 points.
Yep.
So what's your What's your beef?
I'm only saying Oklahoma should be playing Clemson and LSU should be playing Ohio State. That's not the way this is going to go down.
LSU will play Ohio State in the national championship.
That's how this is going to go down. And LSU is going to stomp the dog shit out of Ohio State.
Ohio State's lucky they're still 2 with how they were playing.
True.
No, they're not. In my opinion, Ohio State's the best team in college football this year.
You're smoking the cheap reefer.
Oh, really? They were number 1 until last week, but I'm high. Okay.
I'm just saying.
What's that?
Go take out a payday loan and get the good shit.
Dude, they were number 1 until last week. How am I high?
They're the best team in college football.
Yes.
No.
Dude, they dominated every fucking team they played this year.
You just told me how close it was on their last game. They did not dominate every
in the
team
championship game. I'm talking the regular season. They housed everybody they fucking played. You know, LSU, that Alabama game was close. You know, What regular season game did Ohio State play this year that was close?
Don't know. I'm not an Ohio State fan.
Okay, I'll look it up for you then.
No, I'm good. You don't need to, because I have watched LSU, and hands down, LSU is way better than Ohio State.
Based on
their performance, Haas. This kid Burrows is a sick man, dude. He has sick people to throw to. Their defense is a stop. It's a monster defense.
And I'll bring this up. If you look through LSU's schedule, didn't play anybody. They beat number 9 Texas. They beat number 7 Florida.
You named two top 10 teams, and they didn't play anybody?
Yeah, I've named 2 teams out of 15 games they've played. They played LSU's schedule. they played 4 ranked teams. 4. Out of 13 weeks, they played 4 ranked teams.
And beat the shit out of them.
Let's see. They did not beat the shit out of Texas. They won by a touchdown. They doubled up Florida. They only beat Auburn by 3. They only beat Alabama by 5.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
Yeah.
They only beat Alabama.
By 5.
They only beat Auburn.
By the teams that are...
This isn't Western Kentucky,
okay.
Hoss.
Do you want me to go through their schedule?
These are staple-made colleges.
Here's the teams that they played that you hadn't heard of. Georgia Southern, Northwestern State, Vanderbilt, Utah State, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M. It's a real powerhouse schedule they had this year.
It is.
All of those teams I just named were not ranked.
They don't have to be ranked, man. They're staples in the South, man. College football is life in the South. Just because the NCAA doesn't think that they deserve the ranking doesn't mean they suck. That's why I keep referring to Western Kentucky, because it's Western fucking Kentucky.
That's not
they
this
stopped
game.
Feeding the cows to go play ball.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. You're talking about a different bowl game.
I'm talking about...
You're talking about a MAC bowl game. I'm talking about Ohio State and LSU.
What I'm talking about, dude, is telling you the difference between huge college football teams and somebody you don't care about, that you've never heard anything from, ever. Never once.
What's your point?
That is exactly my point.
You didn't make a point. You said a statement. You didn't have a point to it.
LSU beats people that you've heard from. You've heard from Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas, Florida, Auburn, Alabama. These are schools that you expect things from. And LSU has walked through them all this year.
They didn't walk through them. They barely beat Alabama. They barely beat Auburn.
Hey, to quote somebody on this podcast, a W is a W.
Correct.
At the end of the game, they came out on top. That's all that matters.
All right. I don't...
People that you know, people that you don't know, they beat everybody.
So did Ohio State. Ohio State also has a 0 next to their 13.
Do you really want to go and compare schedules?
Yeah, I do, actually, because I was just looking at them.
Really don't.
Ohio State had a tougher schedule.
You've got to be shitting me.
I'll read through it.
Go ahead.
Let's see. They played teams you heard of, right? That's all you care about? That's what you were going with?
No.
Using your words against you.
No, then use all my words. I said teams that you heard about and expect things from. That's what I said.
All right. Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin,
2,
Nebraska,
2.
Okay, again, we're getting into your opinion here. We're talking about teams you always expect things from, right?
2.
Okay, we're done here.
Okay.
You don't want to have a conversation.
I do want
to be right. So I'm not. So we're done.
It's not about being right, man. It's not about being right. Ohio State did not even come close to the schedule LSU did.
They played one more ranked team than LSU did. They played 5 ranked teams. LSU played 4.
Ohio State had...
Dude, I get it. You're from Michigan. You hate Ohio State. I understand.
No, it's not that. It's not that at all. My feeling towards the Buckeyes is not in play here. I am what is, dude. And LSU is it this season. They just are. I've sat here Saturdays. I've watched it. I've flipped through different games. LSU is it. They're the team to beat, period. And I don't know that anybody can do it. Not even Ohio State. I'll give Ohio State their due. Yes, they have a 0 in the loss column. Good for you. But you didn't play heavy hitters.
Neither did Alabama. Or neither did who the fuck we're talking about? LSU. I just went through their schedule. You're telling me Georgia Southern's a heavy hitter? Vanderbilt's a heavy hitter?
Florida isn't? Auburn isn't? Come on, man. Live in the now.
Auburn's ranked outside the top 10.
Yeah, but they were ranked in the top 10 for most of the season.
Just keep moving those goalposts, Ice.
My friend, it's not about moving the goalpost. It is what it is. LSU went through teams that just, you're like, can they do it? Yep, they can do it. Can they get past? Yeah, they can get past.
I would call winning by 5 or 3 going through a team. I'd call that escaping with a win.
Can they get through it? That is what I call it. Can they get through it? Yes, they can. Can they go up against somebody like Alabama? Can they go up against somebody like Florida? Can they come out with a W? Yes, they can. When you talk about Ohio State and the people that they face, that are ranked, you're talking about the U of M. Come on now. Even one of the most loyal fans sitting over there listening to us bicker was sitting there going, this isn't even a game.
You said teams that you expect things from. That was your words.
Okay.
You expect Michigan. Things are expected from Michigan every fucking year.
Right. And then we see them play and we know it's not possible. Same thing when we see Michigan State. Every year, let's get going. No, can't do it. Ohio State, when they beat ranked teams, they beat Michigan, they beat Wisconsin. People that when they went there, I don't care if they were ranked number 1. We knew Ohio State would win those games. LSU went into places that people were like, oh, this is going to be a close one. I don't think they have it. Yeah, they did. Did they win by a point?
What's your examples on that one? The games where they won by 3 and 5?
Yeah, the games where they beat Alabama. The games where they beat, Auburn. The games where you're like, I don't know. And then they house somebody like Florida, who's ranked high in the top 10 this season. They're not ranked in the top 10 because they lost to LSU, Hoss. All I'm saying, LSU is the team to beat this year.
I mean, they beat powerhouses like Utah State. I can see why.
I mean, dude, seriously, look at Alabama's schedule. You're going to see a few powerhouses, and the rest you're going to be like, who? That's the nature of college football. You're going against what? Why? You're going against them. But you're also going against people like, what the fuck? How did they beat that? And LSU did it all season long.
No, they didn't. They did it 4 times.
Okay.
Everyone else was... Okay.
You're not acknowledging Mississippi State, Texas, Ole Miss. You're not acknowledging
Ole Miss, not ranked. Mississippi State, not ranked.
But okay. Next year, I'm going to email you every Saturday the college football rankings.
What? I don't have a smartphone?
I'm gonna make a document of it. So when you say so and so's not ranked, I'm gonna show you they were ranked before they played this team.
No, like ESPN puts the rank by the team the week that they played them. When they played Ole Miss, they were not ranked.
Okay.
When they played Mississippi State, they were not ranked.
Okay. And Texas, Auburn?
Yeah. Texas was number 9 when they played them. Auburn was number 9 when they played them.
Okay.
Congratulations. You did what you were supposed to do. You beat teams you're ranked higher than.
I get it.
Why do we...
Let me ask you this question.
I'm not going to...
Because this
I don't do it with the home teams. I'm not going to do it with other teams either. Why are we giving teams credit for shit they're supposed to do?
Wait. Let me ask you this question because this is how we got started on the conversation. Why is Ohio State the best team this year?
Have you watched them play?
I have.
They've breached 60 and 70 points multiple times. I mean, they put up numbers LSU didn't put up this year as far as scores. Yeah, LSU broke 50 and 60 a couple times. But, I mean, you had Ohio State damn near put up 80 points in a game.
Mm-hmm. So just by their total.
45, 42, 51, 76, 48, 34, 52, 38, 73, 56, 28, 56.
So just by their totals, that makes them the better team.
They got an offense, man.
I'm not going to even come close to debating that. Ohio State is a powerhouse. No doubt about it. But when it comes to strength of schedule and when it comes to who they're playing and how they play, I'm sorry. Actually, not sorry. LSU.
All right, let's move on to the pros then.
Yeah, because Rich is either asleep or is just not going to get in it.
I'm just letting you two. Believe me, if I felt there was something that needed to be said, I'd jump in. You guys are pretty much covering all the bases.
Who's the best team this year?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be a pretty biased opinion based on the team I've seen more of, which is OSU. I think Ohio State's probably one of the. To me, they look like the best college football team I've seen in the last 20 years. Easy. Easy. And I'm putting them up against that Canes team in the early 2000s that had something like 17 people of their 17 of their starters go in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
Yep. No, that's wow. Yeah, because I can't put them that close, but I get where you're at.
I mean, now, but that, like I said, I don't know if biased is the right word. Probably not. It's maybe ill-informed because I haven't seen LSU as much as I've seen Ohio State. You know, I mean, as we get closer to these games, I will definitely, you know what I'm saying, do a little bit more research, watch a little bit more, you know, season highlights, because that's just the nature of shit, because they start showing, you know, look at these 2 powerhouse teams, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
You better hope Oklahoma don't beat LSU.
Oklahoma is not going to beat LSU. They're not. There's not a bet going down where a bookie is even trying to get a break of sweat that somebody's going to bet Oklahoma.
Now you're going to make me look up the line, because you just love that extreme language, man.
My friend, I would say 10 points probably. Honestly. Well, Ohio State is a powerhouse. Ohio State has got their shit together. And you know what? Even though I don't like them, good on them. Because everybody thought when Urban Meyer took off, it was going downhill.
Oh,
that was
my
it.
God, dude. You ain't ever lied about that. The minute Urban Meyer was gone, all my fellow fucking Walmart Wolverines were just flapping their cock holsters about, this is it. We're going to just stomp them. We're getting revenge for last year. And I'm sitting here like, man, I love the confidence, but we got quite a while until that game.
Right.
Shit could change, man. Let's be honest here. Let's not get too excited.
Right. And like I'm saying, very good on them, because a lot of people, not even just Wolverine fans, a lot of people thought that it was over for them when he left. And they showed that it was just the opposite. They kept going up. The problem I have is they don't play people like Alabama. They don't play powerhouse, oh, this is coming to you, make sure you don't miss a fucking play, football teams. They don't.
So what's the line?
12 in favor of LSU.
Yeah, I thought it would be somewhere around 10. Yeah, and they're going to cover, unfortunately. Fortunately, however you want to look at it.
All right. Well, we'll get to see in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
All
and
right.
God help me if they lose. God fucking help me if they lose.
By the way, I just want to say, this is sports. This isn't life or death. So this is one place where I'm like, I embrace the extreme language, because we're not talking politics where we're looking to start Electric Boogaloo Civil War Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you don't want me on unregimented, because I will go off.
Ultimately, I would just sit out that episode, because you can Aaron and you and Aaron could spar and just you could take my place for the week. What's the worst that's at stake? You bet over your head, hopefully not to someone who breaks your legs if you can't pay, or your pride. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the fate of countries here. You know, people's human rights aren't being violated.
Sporty.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Professional painters know waiting between coats for trim, doors, and cabinets to dry is time out of your day and money out of your pocket. Behr Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel from the Home Depot lets you finish faster. With excellent flow and leveling, it dries to the touch in 1 hour, and less dry time means less downtime. Behr Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel, just $39.98 a gallon, and that's before the Pro Extra discount. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available in-store and online.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporty.
Before we leave this subject, seriously though, Clemson, Dabo Swinney, his quarterback with the long flowing locks, reminded me of fucking Here Comes the Titans and shit.
California? Whatever his name was? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine. That's right.
Ohio State might not make it past them.
Didn't I just say that like an hour ago? I was like, you got Ohio State just rolling past Clemson, huh? And you're like, oh.
Well, because I'm with Chris on this. They got a team. They are a powerhouse. They smash almost anybody they come up against. But Clemson is, I mean, they are in it. That'll be the game to watch on the 28th, not the other one.
The line is Clemson by 2, so it might as well be even.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the game to watch, and then when it's all over, switch back to the LSU game to watch the festivities after the game.
With the Oklahoma celebration?
Dude, I'm telling you. I might lose my ice license after that.
I'm saying Jalen Hurts has been in the college playoffs before. There is something to say. There's something to say for have been there before. There's something.
I love that kid. I do. And just the redemption that he has by being in the college playoffs this year and Alabama playing Michigan, that kid will never come out and say a damn word about it because that's who he is. But you know he's gloating wherever the fuck he is. He is absolutely on top of his world.
Well, yeah, he made the right move when he left.
Yep, Nick Saban, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Don't stop this false narrative. Jalen Hurts left. Jalen Hurts left. Nick Saban did not get rid of him. Jalen Hurts left. You've been banging this false drum all season long. Jalen Hurts left. Jalen Hurts left. He did not.
Why?
Because he wanted to go somewhere where he could start.
He should have started in Alabama.
But you're acting like Nick Saban just fucking cut ties with him. No, he could have stayed at Alabama this season. He chose to leave.
And not start until Tua got hurt. That's bullshit. And I agree with Jalen Hurts, and he did it in the most respectful manner as I've ever seen anybody do it.
Yeah, but he chose to leave. Stop with this false narrative that Saban axed him.
No, Saban didn't start him. He should have started Hurts.
Yeah, but
Tua should have been the backup. Tua should have been behind Hurts. That's what I'm saying, and that's not a false narrative. That's what, if anything, it's a matter of my opinion, but my opinion is true. Because Tua's chilling on his couch.
I don't even know where to start with that statement.
Dude, Tua is chilling on his couch and Hurts is in the playoffs. Say something else.
Yeah, and Tua's going to be nice and healthy for the draft. Tua don't give a shit.
Okay.
You know, if I were Tua, I wouldn't play against Michigan even if I was healthy, because that game isn't going to mean shit. And the draft is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That game probably means more to Michigan than it does to Alabama, quite frankly.
Oh, absolutely does. But Alabama shouldn't be there. Alabama should be in the college playoffs. I digress.
Yeah, but even if
they missed 1 out of 10 years. Oh no, it's over.
Even if a good portion of their seniors who are looking at going to the draft, or any players looking to go in the draft, sit out, Alabama recruits so deep. They got to have more depth on coming off their bench than Michigan does.
Oh, dude, their third stringers can beat Michigan.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, come on now. We're talking, there's one team in the Big Ten who can maybe keep up with the powerhouses in the SEC who, as far as recruiting, and that's Ohio State.
Right.
I mean, that's it. I mean,
now, you guys asked me this early on in the season, and I'll tell you again, there's like 3 people on Michigan that for sure are going to go into the play in the NFL.
I don't think Peoples-Jones is after that Ohio State game. Dropovich.
Yeah, but he still is. Him, Bell, and Glasgow are all going.
I mean, fuck, dude. Shoelace, he's in the NFL.
Is he still?
I want to say he's exclusively a return specialist.
The last I heard of him, he was on the Jaguars.
It's been a while. Yeah.
He is, according to his Google card, he is a former American football running back.
Oh, well.
He played 4 seasons in the NFL.
And meanwhile, Chad Henne's like, still cashing them checks.
He's like Tom Brady. We're still here. We're still here.
Elvis Gerbach's going, where did I fuck up?
Right?
How did I not stretch a career that long? Jesus.
Oh, dude. Tom Brady still cracks me up. You're 49 picks away from being Mr. Irrelevant, and you're the fucking GOAT of the NFL.
Oh. Well, since we're going to transition into the Tom Brady talk. I'm sorry.
The last we heard of Denard Robinson, he was in the AAF.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So that means he's got a mild comeback coming when he goes to the XFL.
Hey, calm down, Peppers. I'm just saying.
Ooh. Oh my. Andy was a backup in the AAF. Ooh.
Oh.
Wasn't even good enough to start in the AAF.
You can't razz him too much. Peppers.
Maybe he should have tied his shoes. Maybe that would have helped. But anyways, yeah. Because Sirius gave me 3 free months for, I guess, Christmas. And I'm like, all right. So I've been listening to the national sports talk on Sirius. Wow.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people planning Tom Brady's funeral after this season.
And Rich, I'm with you like we said last week. I'm not planning that funeral. I'm not.
Like, I cannot believe the amount of people who have been so deep in Brady's corner for so long that are now like, I think it's time to face it. He's hit the wall.
No. How many times have we heard that in the last 5 years? You hear it at least once a season.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. They like I said, they have to shit the bed multiple years going into the playoffs. When they were 10-2, the way the national media was talking, you'd have thought they were 2-10.
Yeah.
I'm like, they've lost 2 games. I understand who they beat and who they lost to, but this is the fucking Patriots who have made the single largest comeback in Super Bowl history in record time. And also admitted to illegally videotaping the Bengals sideline during the game.
No, it wasn't illegal. What I heard today was it was something that they were filming something for their Facebook TV show or something. They were filming a scout. Cleveland knew about it. Cleveland gave him permission, but apparently the Bengals had to give him permission too. But whatever, it's Cleveland Stadium. Fuck off. Like that's kind of how I look at it. If the team whose stadium you were in said it's okay, then whatever.
Yeah, but I mean,
and I'll put this out there. Do you really think? Do you really honestly think the Patriots need tape to beat the Bengals this year?
Yeah, that Scott Van Pelt said that. Can you honestly, with good moral conscience, say that Belichick needed tape on the Cincinnati Bengals?
They need to cheat to beat the 1-12 team in the NFL? Come on now.
Look, man, look. It's just not a good look.
I get that.
There's jokes to be had.
That's like if, another blonde white woman turned up dead within a mile of OJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, another one, Juice? Really? Like, who are the cops going to talk to first? If there's a rash of midnight break-ins and underage girls getting peed on and R. Kelly's out on bail, that's who they're talking to if it's in his neighborhood. Like, you just got to understand, this is where Belichick just don't give a fuck. I mean, did you hear his statement about social media in regards to this? Mm-hmm. He's like, why do I give a fuck about social media? I would get rid of it. But he goes, I have to paraphrase here. I can't remember the exact quote. Basically said he tries to get rid of it at any opportunity he can. Why would he care about 5,000 or he threw out a number? This is thousands, basically, of likes of people he doesn't care about. The only 53 people opinion he's worried about are in that locker room.
I love that attitude, though.
It's right there with you. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like,
why do I give a shit about a handful of idiots on Twitter? I got a football team to coach.
But I mean, come on, man. Like, you have to understand.
No, I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
it's not a good look. It's. Come on, Bill. Like, do you have any sense of, like, history, personal history? Like, maybe, But
no, there's jokes to be had here, but at the end of the day, no, he didn't need tape on Cincinnati to beat them.
They're going to beat them 90-0 anyways on Sunday, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Now, see, here is the retort to that I've heard, which was, you're assuming that he just doesn't do this all the time with every team he faces. You're assuming that he did it because he feels he needs tape to beat the Bengals. No, they just do this with every team they face. He just happened to get caught again. That's the response I've heard to, well, does he really need it to beat the Bengals? And if that's the case, I mean, if they're constantly fucking videotaping, whether they have permission or not, I mean, you have permission to videotape certain things. Other things, I'm pretty sure that camera wandered over to. And come on now, it's Bill Belichick, the master of bending the rules.
Yeah, walking right up to the line, but not stepping over it.
Yeah, and if he's like, wait, we got a little bit of, let me see that tape. Let me see that extra tape that we weren't supposed to get, just for shits and giggles. Hey, even if nothing comes of it, it's still the point of, come on, man. You have to know your audience. You have to know that you have a target on you basically because of all the winning you've done. Football, and we've talked about this, football is one of the unique sports that if a team wins with defense, they're automatically called dirty. Because people can say if you win with defense, then you have a dirty defense. You're a dirty team.
Oh yeah, didn't we? Seattle went through that. What was it, the year that Richard Sherman was called a thug? Oh yeah,
and all he was pumped up in a post-game interview. A person with a degree from Stanford was pumped up.
Yes, and he's Stanford educated. Yeah, so yeah.
Let's stop acting like when you get pumped up, you're not up there like 7 years ago. I was excited because I won this game, and now I'm speaking proper English. Cheerio, bully for you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you get pumped up. You're like, yeah, baby, yeah, that's your ass, bitch. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, they'd stick the mic in his face. Golly, we won the big game today.
No, it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Golly gee whiz, I'm just glad that we went out there and gave it our best, and we're just concentrating on the Bengals next week.
Now, I will say that the Patriots, you got to fix your backfield. Their backfield's awful, but yeah, I'm not buying this. They're all done. I'm not. We hear this. We've been hearing this since like 2014. What was it? Wasn't that the year that Brady missed? That was the Matt Castle year, and they still got to the playoffs. We've been hearing that since. I'm not buying it. I'm with you, Rich. You got to start. You got to start missing the playoffs religiously. You got to start taking a shit in the playoffs religiously for me to go, all right, Tom, walk away.
Yeah, one and done. 2 years.
Seriously,
2 years in a row. I'm going to start going. They better start drafting for a future quarterback if they plan on staying relevant.
What everyone who's talking all this shit is failing to realize, they're the defending champions. It's the year where they lost to the Eagles. That was already 2-3 years ago. All right, they came back, they won. They're the defending champions.
Where are the Eagles at in relation to the playoffs compared to the Patriots in relation to the playoffs this year?
Well, I think if the playoffs started today, the Eagles would make it. That's how shitty that division is.
They got a first-round bye? Because if the playoffs started today, New England does. No, coming out of the AFC, it's New England and Baltimore with first-round bye if they started today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but look, the Patriots lost to the Chiefs, all right? The Chiefs have so many superstars, it's unreal. It's not like they lost to...
Yeah, they got 3.
Miami. Right, they're 10-3. Here's what people see, and I kind of agree with it. He's lost a step. He hasn't hit a wall.
They're 10-3. How has he lost a step?
Stop. Tom Brady has lost a step. He's not completing. He's not throwing like he used to. That's true. It's not affecting the outcome of the game so much yet, unless they play people like the Chiefs. So that I agree with.
I do see the Chiefs aren't that good this year. These are not the Chiefs of last year.
Again, totally agree with you. But they're good enough that when people miss a step, they can take advantage of it and beat you. And
By the
that's
way,
what happened.
You sure about Brady losing a step? He's the sixth best quarterback in the league. You sure about that? Or, hold on.
The GOAT is the sixth best quarterback in the league. I'm sure.
Actually, that's Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Wait a minute, because at one point he had the same quarterback rating as Big Dick Nick, because I remember someone trying to use that as a point to argue with, and they were like, this was earlier in the season, they were like, yeah, and?
Well, actually,
at the end of the season, who's going to be in the playoffs?
Actually, right now, Brady is in the middle of the pack. I didn't sort it by highest to lowest. He's middle of the pack, but he's still 10-3. And what you just said, Rich, he'll be in the playoffs.
He's going to go far in the playoffs. I'm not arguing that at all. What I'm saying is Brady as a player, when you watch these games, you're like, dude.
But they're 10-3. I don't understand.
Okay, stop talking. I get it. The Patriots as a whole are an amazing
Your
team.
record gets you to the playoffs,
are.
not your individual performance. Your record does.
I get you, and I agree with you full-heartedly. And there's a very good chance they're going to get another championship. Admit all of that. That being said, talking about Tom Brady as an individual player, the man has lost a step. The man isn't who he was in the beginning of his career. And that's okay. He's over fucking 40.
The guy won the Super Bowl last year, lost a step?
That's the guy. That's the one I'm talking about. And it's okay. He's over 40. But he is still getting shit done. He is still helping his team win. Okay, it's not like an Eli Manning losing a step. The man just, as great as he was, lost it a little bit. But even though he's lost it a little bit, I would take him as my starting quarterback over any other quarterback in the league, including Mahomes.
Yeah, I will say now, if you go by total yardage, Brady's number 6. He's thrown for 3,400 yards this season.
It's just, you look at him and you're like, you expect, again, things you expect. Tom Brady is going to throw the ball, and it's going to be in a place where somebody's going to be able to catch it. Okay, but this season, if you watch him, he's missing a few of those. It's like, how did you throw it that far wide? Why did you throw it behind him? Why is it in the ground? Why is it way over his head? What is going on?
No, I'll tell you what. Brady has not lost a step. He has lost Gronk.
Okay.
Seriously, he is down a pass catcher this year. He is down a very reliable pass catcher.
He's down a tight end, dude. I get it. But he has pass catchers.
Dude, he is down the tight end. He's not down a tight end. He is down the tight end.
Doug, we are talking about the man who makes people's careers out of thin fucking air. You're talking about the quarterback that when he throws to people, they all of a sudden become a superstar.
And his receiving core has not been healthy this year. He's had the only consistent receiver he has had this year is Julian Edelman. Everyone else has been banged up.
And again,
Philip Dorsett has been banged up. Josh Gordon was inconsistent, and he's gone. Tell me, who's the Patriots' second receiver? Who's number 2 right now? You can't, because it's who the fuck knows who it is? Dude, the guy has had a shit pile receiving core, and he's still 10-3, man. You sure he's lost a step?
Okay, Chris.
And
he's the same as he was 10 years ago.
He's had no back. He's 10-3. He's in first place. He's going to the playoffs. As far as I'm concerned, that is no change from last year.
Okay.
They're in the exact same spot they were a year ago.
Uh-huh.
First place in their division, they're going to the playoffs.
I'm not going to argue with you anymore. Now you're being what you accuse me of being. I just want to be right. Okay.
No,
you're right.
Because all you're saying, you're just giving you haven't given any. You just said I watch it and he's lost a step. You haven't given any reasons why.
I'm telling when I tell you why. He has made a fucking career out of making people famous, my friend. Yeah. All right. Who's the second receiver? He never had one. Ever. He will throw to anybody on the field in a Patriots uniform, period. End of fucking file. I don't care whose name's on the back of the jersey. He's done it his whole career. Made people fucking famous. Some people get injured. Some people get traded, cut. He don't give a shit.
Who was it last year?
Okay? Oh, my God.
What? You said he's done it his whole career, so who was it last year?
White, Michelle?
White is... Okay. Yeah, you're right. We're done with this conversation.
Okay.
The 2016 Super Bowl is my answer for James White. That was before last year.
But you don't hear about these people until Tom throws to them. And then you hear all about them. Wes Welker, the biggest, he was the Julian Edelman of his era. He went to fucking Broncos and forgotten about.
But you're seeing a guy who is the quarterback of the first place team that's going to get a first round bye is lost a step.
Chris, answer this question. Don't even think about Googling this. Where is Wes Welker right now?
Retired.
Where did he go after the Broncos?
Denver. Or after the Broncos? I think he retired after the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. He makes people, and then they disappear. They dis-fucking-appear. Givens, way back. Branch. They disappeared. He's done it his whole career.
He's 10-3 and in
you're
first
asking
place.
Who their second receiver is?
He is 10-3
Dorsett.
and in first place. Yeah, who's been fucking on and off the injured list all year.
Uh-huh. Right. Now, how about Myers? Jacoby Myers. Ever
Same
hear
thing.
him before?
On and off the injured list all year. The only receiver he has had consistently healthy has been Julian Edelman.
And Watson.
Oh, you mean the guy who got cut and then brought back?
That's the one.
Yeah, and guess what? Ben Watson ain't even in the same block. Ain't even in the same fucking zip code as Gronk.
But yet they're 10-3.
Yeah. You just made my point. Thank you.
No, I made my point, my friend. He will throw to anybody on the fucking field and make it famous. That is what he does.
How many touchdowns has Ben Watson caught this year? I think it's a big fat 0.
Tough to be 10-3. My point is nobody cares about the receiving core. Nobody cares about the rushing core. They care about Tom Brady. That's it. Because that's all you've needed since he became a starting quarterback in the league. That's it.
All right. Again, we're arguing about a team that's 10-3 and in first place.
I'm not arguing about the team. The team is amazing.
I seriously almost regret bringing up the Patriots now.
Tom Brady is amazing. Tom Brady has lost a step, and it's fucking K.
I just can't buy he's lost a step when they're 10-3 at the top of their division.
I'm going to end it like this, Kristen. Watch the fucking game, my friend. Watch the game. Stop looking at the stat sheet after it's done. If you watch the game, you'll see it. If you don't, you won't. Other than that, I can't argue with you. Because there isn't an argument if you watch.
If they were 5-5 and Buffalo was in first place, I'd buy your argument.
If they were 5-5, Chris, the entire fucking team would suck ass. That doesn't mean that Brady himself has lost a step, okay? And I'm not saying by losing a step he sucks. He's still great. He's still the fucking man. But he isn't who he used to be.
I'd argue he hasn't lost a step because he has had no receiving core and they're still in first place.
Okay. Again, you want to argue the stats of that matter, and I'm not talking...
the things that matter. The things that get you to the playoffs. You're right. Yeah. Silly me.
The stats as a team as a whole. I'm talking about Tom Brady.
I'm talking about the ultimate stat, the W's.
Uh-huh. And I'm telling you, the Patriots are awesome. Tom Brady is the man. But Tom Brady isn't who he used to be. And it's okay that he isn't, because he's still fucking amazing.
So basically what you're saying is even Tom Brady, who you feel's lost a step, is better than 90 percent of the rest of the league.
100% of the rest of like I said, I would still take Tom Brady as my starting quarterback over any starting quarterback in the league, up to and including Mahomes. He is still the man, but he isn't the man he used to be, and it's fucking K.
How do you...
Oh my god damn. Okay, dude.
They're 10-3, they're at the top of their division, he's had nobody to throw to, and they're still winning. How has he lost a step?
You're arguing stats about a team. Number one, you don't watch the game. Number two, that right there, those two reasons is why you and I cannot talk about this.
What? They're still winning. He has no one to throw to. Those aren't stats. Those are facts.
All right.
He's got no receiving core. They're still winning games. They're still finding ways to win.
I'm done. You can't argue the team and talk about Tom Brady. The team accomplishments is not Tom Brady. Number one. Number two.
Really? Because he's the leader of the offense. I'd beg to differ.
Beg all you like. Beg all you like. Because half of the fucking game.
Actually, all football teams, generally the offense performance goes on the performance of the quarterback.
Half of those,
Case in
over
point,
half
Tennessee.
of those games this season. Stop. Over half of those games this season went without the other team scoring one fucking touchdown. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and? It means the defensive coordinator's doing his job.
Okay. So the team as a whole is amazing. Very good, Chris. I never argued that. Never once.
Who's the leader of the team? Who's the leader of the team?
Tom Brady.
There you go.
Uh-huh. And I'm telling you he's amazing. I am. Said it over and over again. But that is not the Tom Brady he used to be. And he's still fucking amazing.
I'm going to wait till they miss the playoffs to say he's losing a step. I'm going to wait till they're not in first place to say he's losing a step.
If they miss the playoffs, a lot of things are fucking wrong in Patriots organization. If they miss the playoffs, their defense sucks. Bill Belichick is fucking blind, and Tom Brady needs a walker.
Well, statistically, I don't think they can miss the playoffs this year.
They can't, and they won't. They'll go, if not to the Super Bowl. They're an amazing team, dude. Yeah. But to sit there and watch a Patriots game and not see that Tom Brady isn't the old Tom Brady, that he's actually an older Tom Brady, is just asinine. You have to watch it to see it.
All right.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Are you ready?
To find solutions.
Ready.
For new opportunity.
Ready.
To take charge of the future. St. Joseph's College in Brooklyn offers a safe, flexible, and affordable education so you can be ready for what's next. And we make it easy to transfer, so you can stay on course to complete your degree. Attend an upcoming virtual transfer and adult enrollment day to see how. Register at sjcny.edu/BK transfer event.
Are you ready?
St. Joseph's College.
Ready?
Set.
Joe's.
Professional painters know waiting between coats for trim, doors, and cabinets to dry is time out of your day and money out of your pocket. Behr Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel from the Home Depot lets you finish faster. With excellent flow and leveling, it dries to the touch in 1 hour, and less dry time means less downtime. Behr Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel, just $39.98 a gallon, and that's before the Pro Extra discount, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available in-store and online.
Es fácil encontrar pisos en línea, pero imaginar esos pisos en su piso un poco más complicado. De manera que LL Flooring creó Picture-It, una herramienta en línea que agrega nuestros pisos a una foto de su espacio. No tiene más que apuntar, disparar y elegir un piso. Pruebe Picture-It para encontrar su piso hoy mismo, exclusivamente en llflooring.com. Sobre estos pisos se construyen hogares. LL Flooring. Visite llflooring.com hoy mismo para obtener muestras gratuitas de sus pisos favoritos.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, well, let's, here, since I started some shit with the one team I brought up, let's see if I can do the same with another. Am I the only one who feels it's time for Jerry Jones to step the fuck aside as general manager of the fucking Cowboys and get someone else in there for the day-to-day operations?
Maybe.
I'm going to disagree with you, yeah.
Okay, because here's my thing. What coach is he going to get in there? Especially since his track record is of burning through coaches since the Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson days.
Coach.
Was it Dennis Erickson? No. Dennis Erickson was fucking Miami's coach after Jimmy Johnson. Barry Switzer, thank you.
No.
He had Parcells. He ran Parcells out of town.
No, I get
time-winning Super Bowl coach.
I understand that, but any coach would want to go to Dallas, dude. Yeah. Dallas, quote, America's team, has been many moons, even before Jerry. That's just who they are. You know how we always talk about the Block M carrying clout? Dude, that star is it.
It does.
All right, they're the New York Yankees. They're the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. They are the shit.
No, I'm not saying that the draw of the team isn't going to get the coach in the door. But Uncle Jerry's meddling, constant using the media as a passive-aggressive way to communicate, with people underneath him in that organization, that gets old. And you're not going to keep a coach with any self-respect just because, it's America's team. After the umpteenth time of being humiliated by Jerry Jones in the press, in the skybox during the game, when he runs a play that Jerry didn't think he should have called, whatever the fuck.
No, I totally see what you're saying. How he meddles in business that he has no business meddling in.
Jerry played football. Jerry does not have a football IQ.
No, but at the same time, you've hired some people to do their job. Let them do their job. Now, I'm going to go two routes with you on this. Number one is, like I said, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody wants to go there. Just to be a Dallas Cowboy for a year. Don't matter. Number two, you do sometimes get coaches that put up with that shit and know how to deal with it and turn the other cheek and say, okay, Jerry. Mm-hmm. I.e., Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, some coaches that haven't been that could go, Gruden.
See, I'd say Switzer and Johnson had a gutful and were like, even winning isn't enough to get this motherfucker off my back and stop fucking trying to micromanage me. I'm out.
Well, that's what he did, and he went to Miami.
I mean, here's what I'm basing this on. Owners that have their hand that deep into the fucking into what the cook is making tend to be the type of guys who had success doing it earlier in their lives, and it was a perfect storm of. I mean, you have to stop and look at what happened after Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys. They got the fucking. First of all, he blew Tom Landry out. A coach who had a lifetime contract, essentially. All right. That could have been disastrous. He lucked out that it wasn't. They got the triplets, okay? He got Jimmy Johnson, a guy who is used to who came from a college football program that was full of, let's say, an island of misfit toys, and so could fit in with the laissez-faire attitude towards the star players and the better performing players that the Dallas Cowboys had at that time. But then he got a gutful and pieced the fuck out. Barry Switzer come in. He dealt with fucking Bosworth and all the bullshit surrounding him. So he had a taste of dealing with insanity amongst his players. But even he was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this. He hasn't won anything since, and he's exerted more control as the years have went on. I think there's a little correlation between those two. Al Davis did the same thing when he come in with the Raiders. You had Madden as a head coach. You had I forget who was the head coach when they were winning in the 80s. But the more control and a tighter grip that these guys have put on these teams, the less and less they've won. I mean, since the last Super Bowl win, Dallas is a 500 team. Their record is what it is. And the way Jerry Jones carries on, you'd think he's actually done something since he ran off 2 Super Bowl winning coaches.
Now, I will make this point. I heard this point today on a podcast, and I kind of agree with it. It's a devil's advocate point. But why shouldn't the business owner be involved in the business that he owns?
I understand that, but if you undermine coaches and general manager and not, well, he is the general manager, but if you undermine your coaches, you undermine your scouting staff. If you're in the war room on draft day overriding general consensus on who you should draft because you like this guy because, I get a good feeling from him. You're not going to attract people who micromanaging destroys more bosses and workplaces than almost anything else I've ever seen.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it to you this way because we were just talking about them. Look at the Patriots. Robert Kraft, I guarantee you, does whatever the fuck Bill Belichick says. End of file.
Except for with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right. But exactly. Ever since he's been there, you'll hear about 1, maybe 2, where they were like at odds. Otherwise, it's been Belichick's show.
Well, I think the thing that, again, Kraft wasn't a football player. I think that's the X factor with Jerry Jones is that he played. You know, he's one of the few owners that has actually played the game, and I think that's kind of the thing that kind of mucks up everything in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I also understand that at a certain point, this game has made quantum leaps and bounds and changes since he played. Mm-hmm. And I mean, at a certain point, you have to understand the game that you played is not the game that's being played today.
Yeah.
And you could be reductionist about it and say, it's still 4 downs to get 10 yards. That ain't changed. Okay, well, congratulations. You understand the basics of football.
Yeah, but how you get the 10 yards has definitely changed.
Exactly. And I mean, like, and if you look at a team like the Steelers, their ownership goes, we're going to get the best head coach we can get, and we're going to let him do his thing.
Well,
and the Steelers have had 3 head coaches since the merger.
Yeah.
Well, that's 3 head coaches.
Well,
think about that.
That is where I agree with you here is, like, you hired these people. Why are you wasting a salary on them if you're going to do their job for them?
Exactly. And what I'm saying is, let's say he goes and he throws enough money at someone like Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer comes in. Urban Meyer is not he doesn't have the reputation of being like, you know, what do you call it? An overbearing, you know, taskmaster. I mean, look at the shenanigans that his players got up to in Florida. You know, what Urban Meyer is good at is managing chaos and getting wins out of that chaos. That's what I think he excels at. But if he's hired and brought in and he starts doing what he's done for his entire career, which is manage chaos, and Jerry Jones comes behind him and cuts his legs out from under him on decisions, how long do you think he's going to put up with that?
I think you just hit on the fact that he will be the Cowboys' next coach, because it sounds to me like he's Jimmy Johnson 2.0. Talk about is managing chaos. I mean,
yeah,
who managed more chaos than Jimmy Johnson?
I mean, right. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm trying to hire a coach that I'm going to keep to the day I die. All right, I'm trying to hire a coach who's going to make sure, which could be any minute now.
If they're Uncle Jerry, might not be that far away.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm trying to, and by the way, win some Super Bowls before I die. You know, not have a 3-4 year run, and then he's so fucking frustrated because he gets tired of making decisions that he was told were his to make, and then gets reversed when he's not even in the room, and he walks in and he's the last to know, and his players are going, we're not doing that, coach. Mr. Jones says we're doing this. And he's like, I don't give a fuck who says what. Who's your head coach?
See,
who signs my checks?
I go, yeah. Jerry Jones' name's on my check, so I'm going to listen to that guy.
Hey, let me bring this up to you because we've talked about it a few times. Moneyball with the Billy Bean and the head coach of the A's. You're not starting Carlos Pena at first base. You're not going to do it. Yes, I am. My lineup, my card, my job. Sorry.
Okay, first of all, we have to. That was Hollywoodized quite a bit.
But it goes to show what you're saying, though.
Their manager was more on board with what Billy Bean was doing. They just needed a foil for him. I'm just saying. I'm sure they butted heads. And yes, he did ultimately go, well, you can't start Pena. Why?
Traded him.
Because I traded him.
So, I mean, that goes to what you show or what you're saying. It goes to, show what you're saying. When somebody like Jerry Jones gets too involved in the planning of how the team plays, shit goes awry. So, Rich, I get it. And I agree with you. Jerry Jones needs to do what they call back the fuck off. But at the same time, the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of problems. How the fuck do you have Dak, Zeke, and Cooper, and you are where you are at?
Their defense.
Okay. So why don't you start working together and find a way to build that defense? Because not for nothing, Dallas, you're on the verge of beginning to look like Detroit. You're missing out on a lot of opportunities to get a lot of talent. To get a lot of talent.
But they have a lot of talent. What are you talking about?
No.
It's all on the offensive side of the ball.
On their defense. There's a lot of defensive moves made that they could have made to make themselves a contender. Look at Ramsey, Sherman when he was available. Khalil Mack went to fucking Chicago. Come on, man. You're the Dallas fucking Cowboys. Stop trying to make what you have work and work together to make something great again. For God's sake. So, Rich, you're on point. If he's going to keep meddling this far into the business, well, then do something about it, my friend. Because you've got players on your team that say, I'm going to hold out. I'm not going to play. I want a big contract, wada, wada, wada. And then you finally give Zeke his contract, and then Dak's like, where's mine? And we'll see. And then he comes out like this. And it's like, you're not going to get a contract like that. You're going to get a pink slip, man.
Whoa. Based on what? He's the fourth best quarterback in the league.
Don't get me started on you, Chris, because I will go there.
Go there. Let's go.
What's their record? What's their record?
6-7.
Shut up.
It's the defense. It's the defense.
Shut up. That's
the defense.
all you need to say. Not a fucking word again. Because when we were talking about the Patriots, and I told you Tom Brady lost a step, what did you say? 10-3. They're fine. All right. Hush your goddamn mouth.
Dak Prescott is thrown for the most yards in the league this year. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. You're becoming Twitter right now. You're hearing an opposing viewpoint and you're shutting it down because you don't want to hear it.
Because you're going to contradict yourself earlier in the podcast. You can't do it.
Dak Prescott has thrown for 4,100 yards this year. He's thrown for the most yards in the league.
You can't do it.
Do what?
You can't.
What? The offense is doing their job. What do you mean?
You can't contradict yourself.
How am I contradicting myself? Amari Cooper is the fifth best receiver in the league. Zeke's the fifth best running back in the league.
No. You're telling me at 10-3, Tom Brady is as good as he's ever been. And I'm telling you he lost a step. 10-3. Okay.
You're putting words in my mouth. I'm saying he hadn't lost a step.
Hang on a second. And now I'm telling you Dak Prescott is putting a shit performance on, and you're like, he's great. He's throwing for the most yards.
He's doing his job. He's doing
what the record. He's not doing his job, sir. What's the record?
They're in first place.
Yeah, what's their record?
They're in first place. The playoffs started today. They'd go. He did his job.
Time record? 6-7.
If the playoffs started today, yeah. What else was I saying with the Patriots? They're in first place. Dallas is in first place. They're in a shit division. They're in first place. They would go to the playoffs
because they're in a shit division, not because he's good.
Why isn't he good? What is your basis for this? Besides their record.
This is your standard.
Besides their record, what is your? But that's all you got is their record.
Not mine, yours. This is not mine. This is yours. His record 6-7.
Yeah, and he's in first place.
Okay, and he's not a good quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and Tom Brady lost a step.
He's better than Tom Brady this season. He is better than Tom Brady. Absolutely.
Oh, for the love of God.
He's better than Tom Brady by like 700 yards and many touchdowns this season.
Our listeners are dying laughing right now. The hypocrisy. Anyways, moving on.
You're dying laughing. I'm stating facts.
Right. Yes, and you're contradicting yourself.
What? He's in first place.
Keep going. I'll shut up. Keep going.
He's in first place, and he's performing better than Tom Brady this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than your opinion, how is he shitty?
6-7.
Yeah, he's in first place. He'd go to the playoffs.
He's in first place, or the team is in first place?
He's the best performing player on that team, sir, offensively.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? Look up, just Google NFL QB rankings 2019 and tell me where Dak's at. He's within the top 5.
Okie dokie.
There's no okay. Okay. Again, just going off these crazy things called facts.
Yeah, 6-7.
Yeah, and he's in first place. He would go to the playoffs today.
And be fodder.
But you're saying he's a shit pile. He's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Saying he's a shit pile is false.
No, it's not. But again,
why?
Because of how he's playing.
What? He's playing like a top 5 quarterback.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
What are the top 5 quarterbacks' records, Haas?
I'll bring them up for you.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's see. Ryan Tannehill, he's in first place. Kirk Cousins, he's in first place. Drew Brees, he's in first place. Lamar Jackson, he's in first place. Russell Wilson, he's in first place. Matthew Stafford, oof. Patrick Mahomes is in first place. Jimmy Garoppolo is in first place. Aaron Rodgers is in first place. Deshaun Watson is in first place. Then
oh, my God.
Yeah, Dak Prescott in first place.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in first place.
Okie dokie.
Again, how is he shitty?
Chris, this is, and you and me have this argument every frickin' week. You look at a paper and say they're great. I'm watching the field and going, you're fucking blind.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the crazy stats are what send people to the playoffs. That whole win-loss thing.
Stats. And hooray for the Dallas Cowboys being in first place and going to the playoffs and being fucking fodder when they play a team that's actually better. And then, the only stats...
This isn't about how far they're going to go in the playoffs. You were saying Dak Prescott sucks, and I'm saying, no, he doesn't.
But he does.
No, he doesn't. He's a top 5 quarterback this year. How does he suck?
Dude. Oh, my God. Just watch him play. Just watch him fucking play.
He's a top 5 quarterback.
On paper.
He is a top 5 quarterback.
On paper.
There are 27 people in the league worse than him that started his position.
On paper.
Yeah, where it counts. On paper.
Okay, it doesn't. It counts on the fucking field.
You know what gets you into the playoffs? The stats that end up on paper. You know what gets you into the Hall of Fame? The stats that end up on paper.
And you know what gets you into the playoffs? W's. 10-3, 6-7. He's not better than Brady. I don't give a fuck what the
statistically
stats say.
This season he is, and he's in first place.
Okay. And at the
he's
end
just
of the
as good
season,
as Tom Brady, if you go by that. He's in first place.
When the credits are rolling, we'll see who's better. Tom Brady, I picked to go to almost, if not the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, if he makes it, and that's a big old fucking F. He makes it.
And it'll be because of his defense. That defense this year is awful.
So Brady, all the times he's won, has amazing defenses. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, actually. You're telling me the defense that let 27 points in and had all 3 quarters to go to the Atlanta Falcons, that was amazing and awesome.
Really? You're going to bring up 2 quarters of an entire season and say they were shitty?
Based on quarterback play. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am.
So 2 quarters negates an entire season in your world?
2.5 quarters. Yes, it does.
Of a game they ended up winning?
Because it's the fucking game.
And their defense is the one that made the play that kept them in the game? Yeah, what a shitty defense.
And the GOAT is the one that brought them all the way back? Yeah, terrible.
The GOAT isn't the one that forced all those 3-and-outs. Tom Brady was on the bench when that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what a shitty defense they had that year. Put them back in the game after a quarter and a half.
You're a collection of just reversing yourself, my friend. And you can't do it. You sit and watch your paper. I'll watch the games, and we'll see how that plays out for us. I'm telling you, Dak Prescott isn't what his stats show. I am very overweight.
He's a top 5 quarterback on a first-place team.
And if I go out to the fucking field and I throw a whole bunch of balls, trust me, the paper's going to say I'm amazing.
Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback on a first-place team.
On a 6-7 team, my friend.
He is a top 5 quarterback on a first-place team.
On a 6-7 team.
He's on a first-place team.
What place he's in? My man is 6-7.
He'd go to the playoffs. It's because of the defense. Do we need to look how many points that do we got to go game by game how many points his defense has let by?
One more time. Patriots are 10-3, and you're telling me Tom is as great as he's ever been, but the Dallas Cowboys are 6-7, and it's only because of the defense. Okay. Moving on.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. And as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast. And check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth. And always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's Wild Card Weekend, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. For the first time in league history, 6 games are on the board during the opening round of the playoffs. Feature games Saturday include Indy at Buffalo and LA at Seattle. On Sunday, Chicago visits the Big Easy, while divisional rivals Cleveland and Pittsburgh square off. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as the journey to Tampa gets underway. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
Discovery Plus is the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Woohoo! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
I feel like I ran into a room, stirred the shit pot, yelled Wu-Tang, and ran out. like when keeping it real goes wrong, really wrong.
I just want to. I don't like white people listening to my music. So,
what's Lauryn Hill got to do with any of this?
Said Wu-Tang.
That's once again. What's Lauryn Hill got anything to do with this? Wu-Tang's not in. Lauryn Hill's not in Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
I mean she's the only person not in Wu-Tang. Oh Christ! Oh, all right. Well, I'm afraid to bring up another topic. You guys go ahead.
Next, let's go.
Well, we're like 2 hours in already. We should probably review the games and then make our picks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably best.
Well, yeah, we just talked Dallas to death, so we'll skip over Thursday night. And hold on.
I know one game.
Well, let's just talk about the Lions while we wait for the shit to load. Season's over, right? It's been over. But they're not winning another game. They're not. They're not beating Tampa Bay. They're not beating Denver, and they sure shit aren't beating Green Bay.
I'm gonna caution you here because it is the end of the season, and a lot of people aren't going to play
in 2 weeks. But until then,
well, I'm telling you,
do you honestly think the Lions even are going to beat the Packers even without Aaron Rodgers?
Maybe.
No, they're not. Because they'll still have Aaron Jones, and the Lions can't stop the run, and Aaron Jones is having a career year.
The Lions is one of those that I really can't pick because are they going to stop playing? Are they going to play? No. Nobody knows what.
Without Matt Stafford, they're not winning. They're done. They're done. You're going to go 3-12-1.
Yeah. The problem is, do we start the clown carousel up again? Because do they fire Quinn, keep Patricia? So they bring in yet another general manager who doesn't want it. That's not his guy at head coach. So we have to go through at least another year of Patricia being head coach before that GM's given carte blanche to fire him and bring in his guy. And I mean, if you're going to blow it up and just get rid of everybody. Seriously, I don't. What is the point of getting rid of a GM and keeping the head coach for a GM that's not his guy?
Look. With the Lions, I've given up. I gave up way before the season started. I told you guys I did, and I do. Martha Ford came out and said the Lions loyal deserves a winning team, and she's going to give it. She hasn't, she won't, she can't. It's not possible. I don't know why. I've said everything from the culture of it to the bad management to irresponsible, trades and lack thereof. I don't get it. I don't know. Somebody needs to take that team from Martha and say, go sit down. I got this.
Yeah, but the problem with the Lions is the name that's on their stadium. Someone else needs to own that team. Another family. And not the Illiches.
Serious.
But yeah, Sunday was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was.
This whole season has been embarrassing.
Well, it's like I said, it's in the beginning in the chat, guys. I really think they got pissed off at the refs fucking them against Green Bay again and was like, fuck it, I'm done.
Really? You're saying at game 3 they gave up?
Not what I said. I said it's like, I didn't say they did. I said it's like, that's like what happened. I don't know why. I fucking have no clue. But yeah, they've given up. We have the villainous schoolmaster of defense as our head coach, and the Vikings put up 20 points on them.
Wait, hold on. Usually I don't have you run back shit, but the villainous schoolmaster of defense as head coach?
It's a Red October reference. Never mind.
Okay. Just like, wait. Did you have to wipe the shit off of that because you pulled it so deep out your ass? Like,
it's the Red October. Hunt for Red October. It's what they call
I'm quite aware of. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I also know who Tom Clancy is. So, was. But anyways. Yeah, fuck the Lions. The only reason to talk about them is to pick them and just shit on them from here on out.
Yeah. So then let's move on to the rest of the games. Redskins at the Packers. No surprises here. Packs 10-3. All the pundits who said the Packers were done this season can eat a bag of dicks. Because, it's...
I'm not.
What's that?
I was just eating my bag. Never mind.
Yeah. Chiefs at the... we talked about that. Panthers at the Falcons. Maybe they should bring Riverboat Ron back. Maybe they shouldn't have fired him. Aren't they 0-2 without him?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The two names that I'm hearing bandied about around for the Dallas job is Uncle Urban and Rivera. So if Jerry Jones is willing to hand over the keys to the Stars, no, we still got football season. Don't go full hockey on me, Richard. The Cowboys to Rivera. He's got to be thinking, well, I traded up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Most definitely.
Even with Jerry Jones' fingers in the pie. So,
well, yeah, but you know who I'd really want to see get the Dallas job? Ryan. Just going to say that.
Rex Ryan?
Yes.
I think he's done coaching.
Oh, he is, but I would really love to see it.
I think he burned all his bridges coaching.
I think that could very well be the NFL's version of Steinbrenner and Billy Martin.
Yep.
Rex Ryan, head coach, Jerry Jones, general manager. He could be fired and he hired and fired and rehired in the same press conference. I could see that happening. Just like Billy Martin. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, but Panthers, what are they going to do for a fucking quarterback for the future?
The draft?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, I mean, they don't have a bad enough record to be getting, like, you know, a quote-unquote franchise quarterback or the projected franchise quarterbacks. So, good luck sucking. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother me. One less team I got to worry about in my team's division.
I'll say the Falcons, whoever they fired, they should have fired them a month sooner because they probably have a better record than 4-9.
Yeah,
we'll go all in together on that one, Chris.
That's real shit right there.
Yeah, they got rid of one of their coordinators, and it was like night and day once they got rid of that guy. So,
but it was literally night and day because they couldn't score, they couldn't stop, they couldn't do a fucking thing but watch. And now they're just it.
Yeah, I mean they took it to the Saints last week. So I mean, which real quick, by the way, did a retarded drunk child make the NFL schedule this year? It seems like for the first half of the season we had no division games, and it seems the entire last half of the season has been nothing but division games.
You know, I think there was a real sports segment on who makes the NFL schedule. And I swear to God, I thought it was some computer-generated shit. Apparently, it's like there's an little old lady who has to keep track, and she still does it with like a pencil and paper.
Wow!
And hands it in. Like if I'm remembering now, granted, this is probably over a decade ago that I saw this, and if I'm remembering this lady's age correctly, she's probably not with us anymore. But
oh wow!
I'm just saying, like, it didn't seem very scientific. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it seemed very like, oh, well, what do we do here? Okay, we'll do that, and we'll check this, and okay, that works out. So, yeah, I don't know. And I know it's based on, 3 years ahead of time? They have out of conference games, what conferences are going to play each other. Or is it 3 or 2 years ahead of time? And it's based on strength of schedule of that season, they base like a couple years into the future.
I seem to remember a time where it went out of conference division. It alternated every week. And this year, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because, I mean, we've had several times. We've had teams play each other like 2 weeks, they play one team, play another team, and then play the same team again. Like,
yep.
Maybe they're trying to like kickstart some in-conference rivalries. Like if they play each other close enough, they figure some animosity will build up and get a little bit.
Well,
chippy
I
and
think
get some people interested.
I think it's more closer to what Chris and I were arguing about just a little bit ago. I think people with going around the league playing these other people to test how strong they are and if they're good or not, and then they come back to their own division and is like, all right, but can you make it to the playoffs?
I don't know. It seemed really odd this year. There's just been a lot. It seems like all the division games have been just lumped together in the second half of the season. But not a division game. The Ravens and the Bills. Yeah.
Duh.
No surprises here. The only surprise is Buffalo was in this game more than I thought they would be. I think we're not giving Buffalo enough credit this year.
Yeah, if I'm a Buffalo fan, I'm looking at the national media going, wow, this is the most disrespected 9-4 team in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, yeah, they didn't beat the Ravens. The Ravens are 11-2. I mean, they hung in there.
Mm-hmm.
They went for 2 in the fourth and they got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you're playing against what a lot of people are calling, the next generation is one of the best players of the next generation at quarterback. So,
yeah, but the score is a lot closer than the game actually was. I mean, the first half it was 10-6, and then it was 17-6, then it was 17-9. I mean, it really wasn't that close of a game.
Yeah, but I will say this: that defense is a lot more stout than even I gave it credit for. It kept Jackson to 145 yards in the air and 50 on the ground, or 40 on the ground.
Yeah,
that's true. Definitely true. But they still allowed 3 passing TDs.
No, that's so. Your secondary is the problem.
Yeah.
Wait, we'll find in the offseason the Bills trade for Darius Slay.
Right.
Yep.
Let's see. Bengals and the Browns. Nobody cares.
Nah, nobody did.
Maybe people in Ohio.
No, the only people that cared was Bill Belichick when he was. Oh, I mean.
Niners and the Saints. Woo! This year's Rams and Chiefs.
Whoa! If you didn't watch that game, you missed some shit.
Yeah,
I missed some shit.
You missed a lot of shit then, because that was a game to watch, man.
No, I was catching the highlights of that game, and I'm like, God damn it, I just missed the offensive fucking player of the week.
Drew Brees with a career fucking day, 349 yards, 5 touchdowns that he threw for. He had 1 on the ground. He had 6 fucking touchdowns.
Oh, dude, it was sick.
And
the game was flat out sick.
And they still lost, which to me says 49ers, you're coming out of the NFC.
49ers are for real, man.
Yeah.
That's some Avengers Endgame shit, a soul for a soul. They took the soul from Golden State and gave it to the 49ers. Because they have flip-flopped. There's been a reversal of fortune in San Francisco. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and one of your guys at the top of the show, Rich.
What's
Mr.
up?
John Lynch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're going to get real with it, he was on one of the best defenses I've ever seen.
Well, hey, John, do what Iserman did. Make your bones in San Francisco, then come home to Tampa.
There you go.
And lead them to the promised land in 8 years or so.
Oh, shit.
Well, from the best game of the week to the shit game of the week, the Jets at the Dolphins.
Now, see, I'm going to argue with you because I don't think it was a shit game. And here's why. Everybody wants to make fun of him and shit, but I'm telling you what, man, Fitzpatrick is the shit.
Really? In the game he threw no... You sure about that? In the game he threw no touchdowns?
I'm 100% sure
The
about
game where
that because
all of the Dolphins' points came off the kicker? You sure about that?
let me think about it. Nope. Yep, I am. Because this cat, I don't care what team he plays for. I don't care where he's at, who he's facing. He does not quit.
Unless he's the starter.
Bro, we're talking about the Miami Dolphins, the team that went winless the first quarter of the season.
But Fitzpatrick,
picked,
you follow his career. When he is the guy that starts the season, he sucks. When he's the guy that comes in halfway through the season, he's the man. That's what he does.
I'm just saying, 21 of 37 isn't shit.
If you tell him he's the guy at the end of training camp, good luck. You're going to go 0-6. But if you bring him in after you go 0-6, he's the guy. That's what he's done his whole career.
He's a top-notch middle relief guy.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm telling you, I love his spirit. Be it after he gets named the starter mid-season or what have you. That cat just claws, scrapes, and kicks.
And threw no touchdowns against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers and Colts. Rich, have you heard this stat?
Rich?
Jameis Winston this season has just as many picks as Aaron Rodgers does in his entire career.
That's my franchise quarterback, baby.
Jameis Winston, who started playing 10 years after Aaron Rodgers came into the league. But he also threw for 456 and 4 touchdowns. But I just think
he has as many picks this season as Aaron Rodgers has in his whole career.
Mm-hmm. I think he's contractually obligated to throw at least 2 picks a game this year. It must be in his contract.
I got to double check that.
No, it might be in his whole career versus Rodgers' whole career, but Rodgers started 10 years before him.
Wait, whole career I can buy easy. Yeah, he's 114 touchdowns, 81 interceptions in his career, 69 games. He's 27-40 as a starter.
But yet, it seems that the Bucs are on the right side of history between him and Mariota, quite honestly. That's the unfortunate part.
True.
Mariota's on the bench.
I was like, I remember when they picked famous Jameis, Captain Crableg, I was like, I'd rather have had Mariota. Well, it's a good thing I wasn't sitting. That's why I'm not a general manager. But hey, wonderful, good. I'm glad the Bucs are winning games when it doesn't fucking matter.
Hey, they're going to house the Lions this week, even without Mike Evans.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think the Bucs would be 500, and the Lions would be So, All
right, this next game. Know how I said last week I don't know who the Texans are? This game just fucking proves it. The Texans lost they got housed by the Broncos after they beat the fucking Patriots. Who are you, Houston? Who are you?
It's a good question.
It looks like Elway might have himself a quarterback finally.
Oh, Elway definitely has a quarterback. I don't know who that kid is. I don't have a clue, but the cat can play.
309 and 3 touchdowns. That's who he was on Sunday.
No, and just to revisit it, Aaron Rodgers has 82 interceptions for his career, but he has 361 touchdowns.
Look at length of career, though.
Yeah, he's been in the league 10 years longer. Let's see, Chargers at the Jaguars.
Wait, have you guys ever heard of D-Lock?
Drew Lock?
Drew Lock. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is he?
Where'd
he come from?
I forget, but he was a big deal in college. Hold on. This is his rookie season.
You forget, man. Chris is Mr. Got to know deep into the roster fantasy guy. Come on now.
Well, he played for the Missouri Tigers, but I don't remember him being like a big deal in college. I don't remember him actually at all. Maybe it's because he's from Mizzou.
No, he was up for he didn't win, but he was up for the Heisman last year. Yeah, I mean that's how I knew him.
Yeah, the cat can play, man. 22 of 27, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But damn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Titans Raiders. Man, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna apologize to everyone about the Titans. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna still say sorry, not sorry. Fuck the Titans.
They're 8-5. And Ryan Tannehill, 391 and 3 TDs. Apparently, Ryan Tannehill just had to get out of fucking Miami. Raiders got their last game coming up at home this week. Better make it a good one. We talked about Chiefs and Patriots. Steelers, Cardinals. The Steelers are 8-5. What the fuck?
Welcome back. I don't know.
The MASH unit that is their football team, they're 8-5.
Anybody who doubts Mike Tomlin's ability as a head coach needs look no farther than this season.
It needs to shut what they call the fuck up.
Yeah, Rich, I think you and I talked about it last week. Everyone talks about the system in New England. How about the system in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh doesn't hire bad coaches.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, we left the Steelers for dead. Us and everybody else. And they're sitting here in a wild card spot. That's nuts to me.
What's really nuts to me is, because I still believe it's true, Mike Tomlin lost that team. But what happened is they were like, okay, and when I say they, I'm talking about the Moonies. They were like, okay, then go. And we see how Bell did without him. Mr. Brown, how are you doing? They just let people go, and now the Steelers have rebounded, like we said, 8-5. What? That's insane.
Bell's behind a shitty offensive line, and Antonio Brown's just insane. However,
but that's what I'm saying. He would be so much better without the Steelers than go.
However, how's Juju doing without AB? Yeah. Shit.
But Juju wasn't anything with AB.
Yeah. You want to amend that statement?
Wait, what?
Okay. All right. Wasn't anything. He was kind of sort of something.
Yeah.
He wasn't huge. So without AB, he's huge. So he's doing pretty well.
What do you mean without AB? He's not huge. He's having a shit season this year. He's one of the worst
receiver.
No, he's the number one receiver, but he's one of the worst receivers in the league this year.
Are we really going to argue about paper versus play? Every team we talk about?
He needed Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown was getting double covered, and he was mopping up all the passes. He was getting all the touchdowns. He went from one of the best receivers in the league to one of the worst receivers in the league in a matter of a season.
Maybe in stats.
What do you mean in stats? For receivers, what else do you have?
Okay, you have the way you play, man.
Yeah, which is catching the ball, getting yardage, scoring touchdowns. It's pretty much the position.
I understand.
I feel like to have a third perspective when you guys start this argument, I'm going to start bringing up their stats in Madden. Because I can't really get in anywhere besides that with this. So go ahead.
Well, here's the thing: when you can't,
bring up Juju's Madden stats, please. Rich.
No, when you can't throw to him like you used to throw to him, guess what? His stats are going to go down. However, his gameplay on the field is all about him.
Which also, when he's been on the field, because he's also been injured most of the season as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's underperformed, and he had the same problem last year with durability as well.
Okay. All I'm saying, dude, is Juju is the number one receiver. Juju is a very good number one receiver.
No, he's not. Not this season. Absolutely not.
All right. Well,
yeah.
In Madden, which they do update stats on a week-to-week basis, he started as an 87. Excuse me. He started as an 88. He's down to 86. His awareness is down 3 to 90. Speed's a 91. Acceleration's 92. Agility's 82. Strength is 74. Come on, give me the catch and shit. Come on. They got him rated at a 91 in his catching. Mm-hmm. Catching traffic's rated as a 93.
He's just not a durable receiver. That I will agree with you with.
Now you got me bringing up his season stats.
Where's his overall speed? That's what I want to see.
Shouldn't that be like in the first 3?
You think? Oh, 91. I'm sorry. I somehow missed that. I don't know how.
Juju isn't even on the first page of receivers on ESPN.
In which case, Juju's, he sucks. They must trade him.
Well, if they trade him to a team with a surefire number one receiver that gets double covered.
Yeah. Ice. He's caught.
Watch out, Dallas.
38 passes this year. He's tied for 76th. 524 yards, tied for 61st. He's caught 3 whole touchdowns, tied for 58th. He's averaging 13.8 yards per catch. He's 37th.
And why is that, Chris? I'm going to say it one more time. He's not durable.
Actually, I'm the one who said that first, but all right.
Okay. So we agree. Moving on.
What you're saying is a good receiver. I'm saying he's not.
Because he is. When he comes onto the field, the boy can play. He can run, jump, catch. He's a good player.
Oh, not this season.
If you want to throw another variable in there, he doesn't have a franchise quarterback throwing to him this season either.
He doesn't even have the starting quarterback throwing to him.
Well, that's what I meant. Come on now.
Well, I'm not talking about Ben. I'm talking who did Randolph? What was the quarterback when Ben went out?
Mason Rudolph.
Right. He's not even throwing to him anymore.
No, he is.
I thought Hodges started Sunday.
Yes, did.
Yeah, but Rudolph's coming back. All right. Seahawks at the Rams. Seahawks will be fine. Every game now is a playoff game for the Rams. They have to win. They're at 8-5, clinging onto a wild card spot because they have
which shocks the shit out of me.
No, because they're in a division with San Francisco and Seattle.
No, because they're the people I'm talking about when we were talking about throwing money at people. They have a slew of major superstars. There is no way they should be 8-5. No fuck. They're second only to. They're not even second. They're tied with the Cleveland Browns
for
where I thought they should be, and where they're actually at.
Well, the Browns are 6-7. The Rams are 8-5.
Right. And at both points, I'm sitting there going, "What the actual fuck?"
I just don't think I don't think Goff is as good as they paid him for, and I think Gurley's hurt. I think there's something going on with him that they're downplaying.
Well, careful, because the Detroit Lions got fired for not admitting when Matt Stafford was hurt.
The Lions got fired?
Fined.
Oh, fined? Oh.
Yeah, it was like $75,000. It was $50 to Matt Patricia and $25 to what's his nuts, Bob Quinn.
Okay.
So if Gurley truly is injured and has been since the Super Bowl, and they're not disclosing this, they're going to get fined.
Okie dokie. All right, then I guess let's move on to the Monday night game. Giants at the Eagles.
Dude, if you got Rich, you said you were listening to the national news. Did you hear all the shit they were talking about Eli Manning and how great he is now?
Okay. You just took the words right out of my mouth. Yep. Oh, he came off the bench and, even though he didn't win, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like...
I'm gonna pull a Chris, man. I am. I'm going to go to the stat sheet. I'm sorry. You threw 15 completions out of 30 attempts for 200 yards and better than you've ever been.
But to who? This is another team. Their receiving core is just fucking a shit pile this year.
I give two shits to who, Chris. This is a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah, and he went in the Super Bowl with this team.
Well, he made Slayton look like a fucking all-pro. I mean, dude, he hoovered up 154 of those 203 yards.
And excuse the hell out of me, he has another Super Bowl winning receiver that he could throw to, Golden Tate.
Yeah, and that Super Bowl was 5 fucking years ago, man.
Oh, stop it.
What, 5 years in the NFL? 5 years in the NFL? That's a lot of fucking years. That's like a decade to us.
Stop it. You're moving.
How am I moving? Golden Tate is not the Golden Tate that won the Super Bowl. He wasn't the Golden Tate that won the Super Bowl when he was with the Lions.
You're killing me. You're absolutely killing me.
What?
Anyways, 50% of your fucking passes for only 200 yards, yeah. If that's the great fucking comeback, dude, retire. All right? Fucking retire.
He is. This is the beginning of his first... This is his farewell tour, in my opinion.
That's it. I got nothing else to say about Eli Manning. Everybody trying to shower him with accolades like he's the second coming, and no, sir. If completing 50% of your passes and you only gain 200 yards in an entire game...
Oh, come on, Isis. Those are just stats. Watch the game.
I did. Retire.
You're going to base everything on stats?
No, I'm going to base it on the fact that he's fucking done.
He knows he's done.
He's been done.
Him and his 2 Super Bowl rings will keep him warm when he gets his gold jacket.
Dude, the media is more of the story than the game was. Dude, it was funny as shit. They were all over the fucking head coach. Are you going to let him finish the season? Is he going to start next game? Did you think it was a great showing? And I was just showering the coach with all these questions. I'm like, dude, he fucking sucked. Stop.
Well, 1, he plays in New York. 2, I don't know why, but there seems to be a lot of like national love for him.
That's his last name.
Yeah, and I think
winning Super Bowls. Yeah, I get it, but nah, sir, dude.
I think this is like the swan song that the media is trying to hype up, and because beginning of the year they were like, oh, so if he rides the bench all year, what team's he going to next year?
Dude, no, retire a Giant. You started, you end it, leave it, do it.
I wouldn't be mad if he was in a Lions uniform. Being up.
You wouldn't be mad if he was in the Lions. Are you out of your fuck? No.
He can win a playoff game. He can get to the playoffs.
Can't even. No. Dude, it would be worse than when Culpepper tried to become a Lion. Stop.
Just saying, he can win a playoff game.
You're talking about the Lions picking up other people's trash. Dude, this is the shit their trash that was taken out, put in the incinerator, sifted through, came out of the ashes
but
to go
also,
back
Earl,
into the incinerator.
But you have also made it clear you don't like the guy. You think his 2 rings are a farce. So there's that.
But his rings are a farce.
If you say so.
He got lucky as fuck on one of them. He had a killer defense for the other one.
Earl, you're showing your ass right now. You're destroying your credibility, showing that you just don't like the guy.
I'm so not. If you're telling me that the Tyreek fucking catch on a helmet, that just a fucking blade of grass between the ball and the ground wasn't the luckiest catch until the Edelman catch, you're fucking retarded.
Luckiest catch is still the immaculate reception.
On his back? Are you kidding me?
Hey man, that's your offense with their head on a swivel, being ready to seize opportunities.
That's also a fucking leprechaun at the end of the fucking end zone.
Hey,
because you're lucky as shit.
Think he gives a fuck? He's got 2 rings.
Yeah,
there's an old saying. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than be good.
I'm Skippy, and Eli Manning is the epitome of that shit.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm sure if he ever goes bankrupt, he'll get just as much money as anybody else selling a Super Bowl ring on eBay.
Not there.
And he'll get it twice.
Yeah. So.
And he can put his gold jacket on eBay too.
Oh, really? You think? Oh,
rings get you a jacket. Ring get you a jacket. Multiple rings definitely get you a jacket.
Those rings plus his last name and his pedigree. Yeah, I think he'll. The NFL will have a hard on because it's the first time in the history of the Hall of Fame a father and 2 of his sons are both in the Hall of Fame. I think that's
We always joke about shit and everything, but real talk, dude. If Eli and Peyton actually sat down at dinner and started talking about their careers and how proud and everything, don't you think that their parents are like a little more proud of Peyton?
I think their parents are like, Cooper.
Right?
Had to get your back fucked up, didn't you? We could have had a father and 3 sons in the Hall of Fame. Why don't you play quarterback? No, Dad, I want to catch the ball.
I mean, you could argue Eli won his quicker. It took Peyton 10 years to get his first, and then damn near 10 years to get his second.
Yeah, and I mean, devil's advocate, Tom Brady and the Patriots were Peyton's Mount Everest.
Oh, my God.
Well, also, too, that Denver team, you could have put anybody at quarterback. That defense that year was ridiculous.
I'm not going to argue with you. Nope. You're absolutely right.
Matt Stafford could have been the quarterback of that team and they would have won. Because that was just the year. That was just Denver's defense was just winning the games for them.
John Lynch going, I got this.
Captain Crableg could be there.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. I am contractually obligated to throw 2 picks a game. Would still have won that Super Bowl. Because I just think there was no fucking, that was just, with that defense that year, there was no fucking with it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. We see it ever so often. The 85 Bears, the Bucks defense, the Ravens defense, ever so often there's just a defense, and this is it. The Broncos defense was just killer.
Wow, we're going to breach 3 hours this week. Before we go on to the picks, one more thing I want to say about this game. I'm calling it sophomore slump on Barkley. This is not the Saquon of last year.
And you think this is his fault?
No, it's the line he's behind.
Yeah, absolutely is.
No, I think he finishes off his rookie contract and he gets the fuck out of there. That's what I think.
If he's smart. If he's smart.
Go play for New England.
Oh, no. No. Please don't go play for New England.
I mean, that guy is too good to sit there and be wasted on that team, especially being the overall number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of picks, let's get to ours.
Oh, real quick, one last thing to throw out there. Just a little interesting stat. There have been 5 coaching changes in the NHL since the last time the Red Wings won a game, yet they still have the same head coach.
Neat.
Whoops.
So, yay. Let's go, Red Wings. All right, sorry. Go
Only
ahead.
75% of the season left.
Oh. Dude, they're so bad I can't even get them to win on the NHL 20.
Wow.
And I won a Stanley Cup with the team last year. I mean, the team as it was in real life last year. And I don't play on no pussy-ass rookie shit. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, wow, this team is really bad.
Yeah, I think I saw today they've lost 12 in a row.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
We're starting to see people with bags on their head at LCA. I haven't seen that at a Red Wings game since the early 80s.
I still can't call it that. I still can't. I don't care what you guys say. I can't do it.
Oh, the dead things are coming back. Yikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the picks.
Yes. Rich, still the champion. You have a 99-60-1 record, 622. Ice, you're in second, 95-64-1, 597. I'm at 90-69-1, 566. Hey.
Well, at least I'm winning something because I damn sure ain't winning in fucking fantasy on our league. Jesus God.
Yeah.
I got to buy this week. What the hell? Yeah.
How the fuck? No, how the fuck is Winston going to go off like he did the 1 week I've sat him?
That was funny. I looked at that.
Because that's fantasy
like,
football.
Oh, he hates himself.
Yeah, I know.
No, trust me, I had a league, my big money league, where I was actually in contention. Motherfucker. If I just started Devin Singletary instead of Saquon, I win the game. Who's going to start the running back against the Ravens over a running back against the Eagles? Come on, man.
And who's going to start anybody over Barkley?
Exactly. But that's fantasy football. That's how it goes. But real football. What order are we picking there, Rich?
Let's go Ice Me You.
All right. Ooh, I never get to go last. Neat. Thursday. Ooh. Jets at Baltimore. I mean, this game kind of picks itself, right?
It really does. It's not who, it's by how much.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Yeah,
Ravens.
I'm writing in Ravens for all of us. Tampa Bay at Detroit.
Lions.
You should. Okay.
Well, you're welcome, Detroit Lions fans. I'm just guaranteeing you a win. Give me the Buccaneers.
I am also taking the Buccaneers.
I think they should win.
Yes,
but every time I get a little bit cocky when the Bucs play the Lions, and by a little bit cocky, I mean say I think the Bucs have a chance to win before the game. They shit the bet against the Lions. So I've just cursed my own team by participating in these picks.
Well, hey, I'm taking Tampa Bay too, so we can both curse.
Well, you didn't curse them. Jameis Winston has. They don't have a run game, so Detroit doesn't have to worry about it. And we have a decent secondary against the Bucks. So
decent secondary
against
the Detroit
Bucks.
Lions.
One more time against the Bucks.
We have Chris Godwin, who's one of the top 5 receivers in the game this year. But yeah, sure, why not?
They don't have Mike Evans.
Yeah, so
he's hurt.
So that means they'll make
They're
him start.
number one.
So that means it's going to be a Cameron Brate game. Chicago at Green Bay. Green Bay's the home team.
Got to pick Green Bay.
Give me Green Bay.
Yep, even though Chicago is all of a sudden above 500, Green Bay's at Lambeau. It's crunch time. This is where they shine. Houston at Tennessee.
Still going with the Texans. I don't know what the hell happened last week, but I don't think it's going to happen against the Titans. Fuck the Titans, that's why.
Yeah, they might be schizophrenic, but I think they can take the Titans. Give me the Texans.
All right. I'll be on an island on this one. I'm taking Tennessee.
Seriously?
2 words for you. Derrick Henry. He is having a season.
Okay.
Denver at Kansas City.
Oh, KC.
Yeah, Chiefs.
The new kid's about to get baptized, and he ain't going to like it.
Yeah, I am also going to take Kansas City.
And let me be clear about this. I ain't talking about baptized by the Chiefs defense that's not there, because that defense is fucked up. I'm talking about by Arrowhead Stadium. Being a rookie going into that stadium? Oh, no.
However, the Chiefs have a losing record at home this year. Just putting that out there. They've been better on the road than they've been at Arrowhead.
True statement.
Miami at New York.
Ooh. This sucks because if Eli plays, Miami wins. If he doesn't, it'll be
he is
game.
playing.
All right, give me the Dolphins.
Danny Dimes is done for the year, son.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Give me the Giants. This, and that's not said with much confidence. This could be a coin toss for me, but I'll take the Giants.
Oh, it's a given. It's a coin toss, but I like Fitz better than I like Manning.
Yeah, well, I like Saquon better than both of them. Give me the Giants.
Okay.
Philadelphia at Washington.
Eagles.
Yeah, come on now. The Eagles.
Yeah.
They got to have it. They got to have it.
By the way, did enjoy the national media's article basically calling the Redskins the biggest shit show in the NFL this year. And I'm like, wow, we can't even get any love in the negative way here in Detroit. Like, really? They're the biggest shit show?
And aren't the Bengals going, hey, what about us? We totally suck.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, the Lions lost to the Redskins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like... I mean, damn. Like, how many times you got to get your ass beat? You know? Whatever. Anyways. Moving on.
Speaking of the Bengals... Patriots at Cincinnati. Should I just write in New England for all of us?
I don't know. You got the... No, that wouldn't. But you had... No, that wouldn't do. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Patriots.
It's the Pats. It's definitely the Pats.
And it's all because they got all that footage of them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's because Tom Brady is the man and he hasn't lost a step. Right, Chris?
You'll see it in this game when they beat them like 90-0. Seattle at Carolina.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah.
They got embarrassed.
This is another game that kind of picks itself.
Yeah, they got embarrassed, and they're not going to let it happen twice.
Jacksonville at Oakland, the final game at the Coliseum.
They got Don Zimmer 2004 playoffs embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, they got thrown to the ground by their big fat head. Yeah, they're pissed. Sorry. I just had to. It just came to mind while you were talking. Anyways, go ahead. Jaguars at Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah, this is. I all bullshit aside, no joking. I'm so glad the Jaguars are playing the Raiders for their final home game, because Raiders are going to win, and it's going to be such an ordeal, and give those fans, a great send off. And if you've watched the games at all, at the end of the games, the players, even John Gruden, runs around and goes to the black hole, and So I'm really glad.
Give me the Raiders. I think what we really should pick is how bad the riot at the end of this game is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'll be a joyous riot. But it'll be like a melancholy, but still, like, we love you, but fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Riot. So
we love you. We'll burn this motherfucker down.
We're going to miss you. Give me that TV.
Yeah,
exactly. What did Chris Rock say about going to a movie in the hood? He's like, you can't even go to a movie in the hood because motherfuckers shoot up the screen. I've seen some of the best movies of my life and I've been like, this movie's so good, I got to pop a cap in its ass.
Yeah.
Just start ripping up grass, rip down the poles and shit. You see a bunch of people from the black hole in the Darth Vader armor carrying the goalpost.
Yeah.
Out the place.
I would not put it past the black hole.
I'm dead serious about this. I'm sure it'll probably be cell phone video, but in the week after this game, we're going to see cell phone video of Raiders fans trying to rip seats out of that fucking stadium.
For sure.
Oh, definitely.
People might try to take their seat home with them on Sunday.
See, that's how this shit's going to start. It's going to start with a riot in the stadium because the fans are going to want their seats and get all pissed that they're leaving. Happy they won, but all types of pissed that it's the last game. And somebody's going to be like, is that JoJo? Is that my cousin? Honey, grab my car. We're good. We're going. And then all of a sudden, flames and cars are overturned.
All right, this next game. I don't even want to pick this game. Cleveland at Arizona.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a game? Cleveland?
Yeah, I got to go with Cleveland.
I'm going with Cleveland simply because why not?
Okay.
Quite honestly, this game's a coin flip to me. Yeah. Minnesota heading to see the Chargers.
Vikings.
Is it wrong that I feel a little bit bad for Rivers?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if this season is it, is this really how you want to go out? But yeah, even the Vikings.
No, it's not how you want to go out. But I mean, you had a fucking wide open Breeze fucking window. You missed.
Yeah. I will take the Vikings. Vikings are looking like the team I thought they were going to be last year. So, yeah. Give me Minnesota. The Rams heading to the Jerry Dome, taking on the Cowboys.
Rams.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams. There's a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes in Dallas right now. That is nothing but just Distractionville at the moment.
See, I'm going with Dallas. They just got embarrassed by the Bears. They're at home. I'll take the boys. Atlanta.
They don't have a defense.
What's that?
How can you do that? They don't have a defense.
Yeah, but they're at home.
They can't stop Todd to make fucking golf throw.
Well, the problem is Todd has been very inconsistent this year. Todd has not been Todd this year. Todd has been himself for maybe 2 or 3 games.
No, it gives me a game up on you. Go ahead, pick them.
Next, Atlanta at San Francisco.
Sorry, Falcons. Your sweet rebirth is coming to an end. Give me the Niners.
Yeah, Niners have got to win this game. Come on now.
Yep, same here. Give me the Niners.
Okay, I'm going to put a caveat on this. The Niners will win unless the riot spills over from the Raiders. And maybe.
They cross the bay and go into San Francisco.
Yeah. Let's go burn down Levi Stadium.
Except for all the Raiders fans get to the Castro district and they're like, wait a minute. All of a sudden, I feel very uncomfortable.
All right.
Darth Vader's like, this is not the ass you're looking for. Stop checking my ass out.
Oh, man.
I'll use force on you, motherfucker. Stop looking.
Yeah, I'll force choke you. Harder, daddy. What?
Yeah. The night game, Buffalo at Pittsburgh.
Oh, shit. And that the hush comes over the podcast. What the fuck? Why do they have this game? Shit. On a stick. Fuck. Bills.
Yeah. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, me too. Their offense is healthy, and their defense is their defense. And then Monday night game, rematch of the 2010 Super Bowl. Colts heading to New Orleans. Should I just write in New Orleans for all of us?
Yeah, it's going to be a nice. It's going to be nice game, but it's all it's going to be. I'm going to take Saints though.
Yeah, Saints. And the only thing I can think is the NFL has to be going, God damn it, this is not how we pictured this fucking Monday night game going.
No, Luck was supposed to be there. They were supposed to be rolling. And
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yep. All right, and there it is. Picks are in for Week 15 already. God damn it.
Time flies, man.
I know, it's been a quick fucking 4 months. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, time flies, but just wow, man. We were talking about this in the chat that, who's for real and who's not. There's a lot of things that has changed from first preseason game till now. Just wow.
Dude, this is why I'm just like, and why are people arguing against an 18-game season and a 2-game preseason? Give us 2 more games, man.
Allegedly, that's going to be discussed in the next CBA when it ends next year. There has been talk of that. Hey, I'm not going to be mad at 2 more regular season games.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I promise you, I absolutely guarantee you, there ain't none of us, not one of us, that thought that the Ravens would be 11-2.
I didn't think they'd be that, but I recall them seeing Lamar Jackson playing last year and going, yep, they're fixed. They'll be all right.
I swore up and down Cleveland was the team to beat. We all said the Super Bowl.
They were the offseason Super Bowl champs. No, I think we talked about it last week. I think Freddie Kitchens is the problem in Cleveland. They have the tools. They have a Heisman winning quarterback. They got 2 guys from a national championship team that are their receivers. It's not like they don't have the tools in Cleveland. I just don't think they have the leadership to get what they need to out of those tools. You guys still there? No? All right. Well, looks like we lost Rich and Ice, but we're going to lose Rich and Ice. It's perfect time to lose them. We are on social media at Sporgy Podcast on Twitter. You can email us, sporgy@christophermedia.net. Check us out every Thursday. Check out the Fantasy Hack. Last couple shows coming up. That drops on Wednesdays. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Rich and I say bye.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
It's Wild Card Weekend, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. For the first time in league history, 6 games are on the board during the opening round of the playoffs. Feature games Saturday include Indy at Buffalo and LA at Seattle. On Sunday, Chicago visits the Big Easy, while divisional rivals Cleveland and Pittsburgh square off. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as the journey to Tampa gets underway. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's Wild Card Weekend, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. For the first time in league history, 6 games are on the board during the opening round of the playoffs. Feature games Saturday include Indy at Buffalo and LA at Seattle. On Sunday, Chicago visits the Big Easy, while divisional rivals Cleveland and Pittsburgh square off. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as the journey to Tampa gets underway. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.